Alrighty, so far I'm just the only guy in the chat, but today I'm gonna test out micro series versus Daiwa Presso in real life. I know that Presso is almost 3 times as expensive as Shakespeare, but really like my Shakespeare micro series rod. Used to be only 20 bucks. Nowadays it's 27. And the Daiwa is a $70 rod plus shipping, plus tax. So it comes in around 75. Come to my spot, that turtle always gets spooked by me. Let's see. It's probably gonna jump in the water as I walk up to it. There she is. You see these beautiful turtles? All right, let's do some fishing. I see one person in the live. I don't know if you knew we're gonna stick around, but we're about to do some fishing with ultralight. He gone. One second, guys. I'm just setting up here to do some ultralight fishing. If you're new to the channel or to this live stream, just give me about, I don't know what, 30 seconds. I'll put you on my neck and we're gonna start casting out these big boy rods. Let's see. Pretty day out here in New Jersey. Look at this. Look at the foliage. Scan there. Alrighty. Let me pop you on my neck. Hold on. Here we are. Okay. I'm free. All right, let's hit it with the Shakespeare Micro Series first. I got 2 ultralight rods today with me. Hold on. What did I just do? 1 second. Here we go. We got Shakespeare Micro Series with a Daiwa Legalis 1000S. And we have a ever so pretty Daiwa Presso with the same reel, the Legalis LT1. Well, actually, this one is the LT2000, but really the only difference in the reels is this reel takes more line. That's why it's called the LT2000. But it's actually the same reel. Otherwise, matter fishing. What's going on, Antidote? I decided to do some more. I was going to the ocean today, but the traffic was so bad. I turned around and I'll try again tomorrow. I was going to fish at the Sandy Hook. So what I'm going to try today is this lure is actually made by 6 Cents. My honest opinion, I don't think we're going to catch anything, but it's expensive, and I bought it, and I tried it a few times and never got a fish on it. But 6 Cents, I like underspins, and 6 Cents is a very good quality company. It's a little heavy for my ultralight rod, but let's try it. Oh wow, this thing flies. So yeah, we're using a Daiwa Legalis LT2000 reel. The problem is, as soon as I get into seaweed, we're going to be in trouble, boys. We can twitch it. We can just put it through a water column like that. There's many ways you can fish this. The only problem, we got to get it out of the weeds before it hits the weeds, because that thing's gonna pick up some weeds. Oh, all right, that's better than pulling out weeds. Where's it from, man? Look at that little turtle. Always gets scared of me. Over there. He's gonna pop in the water as soon as we get closer. It's just either a musk turtle or a painted turtle. Wow, that does really cast really well though. Hey, how you doing, Nathan and Narcos? Name him. You guys want to give turtle a name? How about Mr. George? Hello, Mr. George. The new guy. But yeah, we actually saved the turtle. I actually saved the turtle this year, and kept him in my house for. That turtle had leashes. It was a baby. It was like this big. Had leashes on him, and it was getting eaten by a bird, or a bird was trying to eat it. I saved it. Turtles don't really make great pets because they really don't want to like interact with you. They just want to be left alone. So we healed him up, and we released him, or her. I still couldn't figure out if it was a male or a female. I'll tell you about my line. Actually, it's a very interesting line. It's a hybrid, and it's made by Yozuri. It's not expensive. It's actually a hybrid of fluorocarbon and mono. Hold on. Give me a sec here. Just think. Oh my God. Hold on, guys. So yeah, while I do this, I'll tell you my line. It's a 4-pound line. It's made by Yozuri. It's a Japanese line. You can buy 250 yards of it at any store, really, like Dick's Sporting or online. Should probably make a video about it. The bite on it feels like a fluorocarbon, but it still stretches like mono. And another great thing about it is, what's really great about it is the nut strength. The nuts, when you tie them, even though it's a 4-pound hybrid line, it feels like you're tying an 8-pound nut. They're really strong nuts. And I think that's where mono fails. If you have a big fish, your nuts are gonna break. Nice. No, I'm not fishing for walleye. I don't use braid because we're fishing ultralight. Today I'm only fishing ultralight. I want to catch a couple of fish to cook. So yeah, if you guys want me to catch big fish, it's not gonna happen today. Yesterday we also did. We're only fishing for panfish today. We might catch an occasional bass today. Yesterday we caught a largemouth bass on the stream, and I pulled him in ultralight. It was no problem. But yeah, we are just fishing for crappie and bluegill, and I'm not gonna keep bass, but I'm gonna keep crappie. Yesterday we caught about a dozen crappie in about 2 hours, probably more than a dozen. We caught a ton of chunky bluegills. I think we let all the bluegills go yesterday. Nice, you spending a lot of money on bait. That's awesome. No, I don't have a bait caster. I'm not a big bait caster guy. I have this beautiful Legalis LT2000. I'm a big Daiwa guy. I'm not, I'm just a. I will start fishing with bait casters sooner or later, but still haven't perfected the craft. And I feel like bait casters are really great for like bigger fish. I'm still a big time regular reel kind of guy. I know it's probably not popular anymore nowadays. I see all the kids running around with bait casters. I think it's more like a thing now, right? But yeah, I like ultralight fishing. How you doing, everybody? Team of T. Good morning, Warlon. The Heshies. What did you buy for $150, man? I know it's easy to spend $150 nowadays. All the fishing equipment went up in price so much. Even this rod, I absolutely love the Shakespeare Micro Series rod. I used to be able to get one for like $18. Not anymore. Now it's $27. So basically, a lot of fishing gear went up in price by easy like 30, 40, 50%. Especially Japanese stuff because of the tariffs. That's why I'm happy I bought my Daiwa stuff before 2026 rolled around. Jerry. What I'm using here is called a 6 cents. It's with an underspin. It's really not. I'm not a big fan of it, but I decided I bought them, so they're pretty pricey too. I think one of these with a 2 plastic or 3 plastic pieces is like $7. I bought it because people told me to try them. I never caught a fish on it. We're gonna start catching fish in a bit. I'm gonna cast this one more time. I'm gonna switch up. I have another rod over there. I'll show you the pretty Daiwa if you stick around. I'll show you a pretty Daiwa rod. Man, the wind is something else today, which is a good thing for me. I like casting over that weed line. I mean, yeah, but I'm still learning to bait cast. I have an Abu Garcia bass rod that came as a combo. I think it's like $110 combo, and I bought it at Walmart at a crazy cheap price. Like I think it was clearance for like 20 bucks. I think I put the wrong line on it. If you guys do use bait casters, what kind of line do you run on it? I want to run like a 10-pound line, not more, nothing more. What do you guys recommend? Anybody got any tips? I'll check the chat in 2 seconds. Hold on, let me reel this guy in. And we're gonna fish with gulp minnows. Gulp minnow never fails. Hey, how you doing, Indonesia? I do have Tasman. I have a lot of guys from Indonesia. You guys love when I go eel fishing. We caught up on a bunch of eels on the stream last week. I think on Wednesday or Thursday we went eel fishing. That was a dynamite stream. I caught 3 eels. All right, so if you guys like pretty stuff, here's my Daiwa Presso. And this is the rod we caught a ton of fish on yesterday. What I don't like about it, if you fish from the bank, look at the bend, like this thing, look. Kapow! How you doing? That's just me pulling on it. It's basically like a whip. It has bending motion across the whole rod. It does. Shakespeare only bends at the tip. Daiwa, Presso, look at this thing. And that's just, it's a really well made blank, so that's where it shines. You're from South Africa, how you doing? Kick some bass fishing, 15 pound, 20 pound. I appreciate the advice, kick some bass fishing. And yeah, hi to the guys from South Africa. You guys have a beautiful country over there. Never been, but my friend travels there a lot. His wife is from South Africa. And wow, there's some crazy nice areas over there. It looks like a lot of very interesting enclaves. All right. Oh, by the way, see, I have line wrapped around my reel too. We got to get rid of this. All right, here's what we're gonna do. What happens with I like the Uzuri line, but what I notice is as I'm using it, I don't think it's dirty, but it swells a little bit. And if you guys didn't know, apparently a fishing line absorbs water if it's a mono line. All right, let's put my favorite bait on, a gulp minnow. If I catch crappie today, I'm keeping them. If I catch anything else, probably, unless it's a big boy bluegill, I'll keep one. So we're gonna, oh, these are too big. What the hell? These are big. Hold on. Wait, okay, good. I accidentally grabbed 3-inch gulp minnows. I don't like fishing with 3-inchers. I like to fish with 2.5s. Wow, I can't believe I made that mistake. My bad. So yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna run gulp minnows. If you fish with me on live stream, you know that's how we get the fish. Gulp minnow. Nothing beats gulp minnow. All right, give me a second. I'm gonna show you how I put it on. If you never fish with a gulp minnow, I will go for it. Give me a second, guys. And I'll check the chat in a sec. Kerala, India, nice. I don't know where Kerala is. I usually fish for, so I noticed, so I like to live stream. I have a attention problem, so for me to make a long video, I draw the live stream for 3-4 hours, then work on a long form video. So we fish mostly for panfish, catfish, eel, and I take you guys to the ocean. We caught a bunch of fluke. 2 weeks ago, we caught about 15 fluke live streaming across from New York City. I took you guys to Sandy Hook Beach in New Jersey. It's like the tip of this barrier island across from New York City. It actually used to be an old military base that in the 1800s protected New York City and the harbor from, there was actually battles there with the British too, 250 years ago. So yeah, I fish for everything, but I have to tune my fishing streams towards catching fish because I get frustrated when I can't catch fish for you guys. So catfishing I don't do because I only have a limited amount of people on the stream when I do catfishing. By the way, if you guys want to like my life, you can just double tap the screen and it'll give me a like. And I appreciate it. I'm not, if I don't deserve one, no problem. So yeah, 4-pound line, gulp minnow. We got a jig head with an underspin. Watch me catch a fish in this one. Give me a couple of casts, I'll give you a fish. So once again, we're using Daiwa Presso with a Daiwa LT1000 Legalis reel. I'm just gonna whip it out there. How you doing? All right, we're gonna let it drop to the bottom. We're gonna tighten up our line. And then we're just gonna do the couple of jigs. No guarantee on the fish getting the fish there, but this is how I fish. It's like twitch fishing. In the spring, I like to drag it through the column like this, but the oxygen levels are pretty low right now, so the fish really responds to more aggressive twitching of the bottom. At least that's what works for us. That's how we catch fish. And if we do catch fish, I'll cook them up. I'll clean them and cook them for you guys on live today. I have a request from my kids to bring some fish home. Usually I don't keep fish, but I had a request. Thanks for the likes, I appreciate it. Tasman, what's expensive in your country? In Indonesia, eel is expensive or Daiwa? I know Daiwa is pricey. It's getting pricey here too. Like I don't have a lot of expensive gear, but I do like my Daiwa because I'd rather buy one reel and it'll last me for 3-4 years, and I fish almost every day. One Daiwa reel will last me for years, and I can buy a cheaper reel and it'll last me for, you know, a season, and I end up spending more. Sometimes they say spend more money and cry once, you know, because if you buy cheap stuff here, oh, I had bite, hold on. Yeah, gulp minnow just works compared to other stuff. Give me a sec. I'm gonna drop him right by the weed line. The only problem with that is, hold on. Unfortunately, we're fishing in Jersey, and we do have a lot of hydrillia, whatever they're called, and we do have a lot of seaweed. Hi to all the new joiners. I'm fishing in New Jersey. Hi Titanfall. Hi Pepe. Hi Rich. Yeah, we're fishing in Jersey. How you doing? You know, the land of Snooki and Sopranos. You know, the land where you say even the broken clock is right twice a day. All right, let's let it just drop in the water column. Let's wait for a little bit. Yeah, but Daiwa Presso. Beautiful reel. I would love to use this reel out of a kayak. It's really not that expensive. It's $69. I'm sure it's going to be more expensive next year. That's why I bought one. I just got it recently. Oh, I had a bite. Hold on. So yeah, I just twitched it off the bottom. We're going to get a fish sooner or later. This is a great reel rod to use with a bobber, with like a super light bobber. I actually brought a bobber to show you guys how to use it. I'm not ready to do that yet. But if you fish ultralight with light small bobber, you should. This is the best reel to do. This is the best rod to do that with. Thank you. Thank you for the luck. I appreciate it, Rich Hull. The biggest fish I ever caught. Not very big. People ask me that a lot. The biggest fish I ever caught was a Montauk, which is the tip of Long Island. Some of you guys are gonna know where that is. I went striped bass. It's like a mecca. People come to Montauk from all over the United States. It's a tip of Long Island, New York, and that's where striped bass run when they come down from the north. So I caught a striper there. It wasn't huge. I only went out there once. I think it was about, I don't want to say he was more than 25 pounds. So maybe like 10 kilograms. But they're tasty. Yeah, that's the biggest fish I caught. What about you guys? Who caught the biggest fish out here? Tell me the stories. Tell me the stories. I believe all of them. And thanks for the likes. Oh, fish. Yep. How you doing? How you doing? I told you that gulp minnow was going to be doing work. Wow, this guy's tiny. Oh, this is bad news. I don't think the big fish are gonna be biting today. Usually I don't never catch fish this small, but look how hungry this guy is. Look at the size of the bait. The gulp minnow is 2.5 inch. All right, calm down. If you guys don't know what this is the good old American bluegill. People also call him shell cracker or brim or panfish. Look at the size of the bait. And this dude was like, I'm gonna get me some. All right, let's let him go. Yeah, these get big. They get up to like 10 inches. I mean, it's really hard to catch a 10-incher, but there you go. I promised you a fish. I told you I was gonna get one with gulp minnow. Nice, I like that. I like that goat. 10-pound bass. That's a dream, man. 10-pound bass is definitely a dream. So I caught a 5-pounder on a live stream, like a little bit, like literally where my finger is, on the right there in the water, on a Senko worm. Nice. Any Adventureland? I'll check out your channel. Why not? Biggest fish I ever caught was a king salmon. Oh man, Rich Hall, you just pooped me down like that, huh? King salmon is a dream, man. So we went to Iceland with my son and my wife 3 years ago, and we caught a Arctic char. But king salmon is a dream. That's awesome. I'm happy for you. Oh, you go fishing. So I actually have a Garris TV. Yeah, nothing bites here. Like the bite has been slow, but for the guy from Poland, I actually have a very active person in live. His name's Demon. He's from Poland. You guys do a lot of pike fishing there. I know that. Actually, when I was a little boy, I actually grew up on old Polish land, but at that time it was Soviet. Okay, I'm getting bites. Hold on, that was a little too harsh. Hold on. Let's bounce it off the bottom. Sometimes in late summer and fall, my fishing technique completely changes. What I like to do is, have fish. Ah, man, he came off. What I like to do is just like to let it sit on the bottom, even if it's an artificial lure, and I will bounce it. And it works. Yeah, oh wow, this guy was feisty. He ate my tail. Let's do it again. I really should change up that gulp minnow because tail gives it more fluidity in the water. But let's do it again. Let's cast it out there and just wait for a little bit. Yeah, I do have a lot of people from Indonesia, Poland. Champion Wade. Where is it safe? Listen, the area here is very safe. I was going to show you what I have for self-protection in case some tweaker comes out of the woods after me. But not yet. You guys are going to laugh your ass off when you see it. We're in New Jersey. It's a very liberal state, not being political. But yeah, you're not allowed to bring a knife with you to the park that's like not foldable. And you obviously can't bring a gun. So I have other methods of I'm in charge of my own executive protection here. So I got a good old skillet in the backpack. And if somebody comes at me, man, I'm ready to cook, if you know what I mean. There's one thing if somebody has a knife, but if you see a man with a skillet coming at you, you know that dude was waiting for that for a while. Gotta go. Oh, hey, it was a pleasure talking to you, and good job hunting and fishing. Keep it up, man. I don't know if you have kids yet or not, but take your kids fishing and hunting. It's the best thing you can do for your kids. Agaris TV, there's a lot of pikes. They are easy to catch, but really hard to get. Yeah, so same problem here in Jersey. There are a lot of pikes here. There's a river called the Passaic River. It gets really dirty by the time it comes around Newark. But before that, there's a ton of pike in there, and same problem. Like, it's pretty overgrown. I know, like, so basically I caught a pike with my dad back when we lived in Europe, and we actually ate it. It was amazing. But you have to almost like, you'll have to process them very heavily. All right, so I lost my tail to somebody or something. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try this a couple more times. If it doesn't work, we're gonna put on a new gulp minnow. And thanks for the likes, guys. I appreciate it. If you don't know how to leave me a like, you can just double tap the screen. But if you feel like I didn't deserve one, I'm totally cool with it. We only caught one fish so far. We've been fishing for what, 25 minutes? Well, more like 20 minutes. I'm gonna change up my spot. Yesterday on the stream, I was catching a ton of crappie over there. This spot hasn't produced for me, but I keep trying. In the spring, this spot is really good. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do some good old float fishing, because I know there's cover right there for where the crappie like to hang out. So if I can cast there with a float thing and just slowly drag it across, we might get a fish. Actually, I have these. I wanted to show you guys how to float fish in ultralight. I don't have the big floats today, but we can use a trout magnet float. Give me a sec. Enjoy the view. How nice is this? All right, give me a second. All right. Can't believe I bought 3-inch gulp minnows instead of let's see what the floats are. No, this is a rooster tail. People have been asking me to use rooster tail, so I bought a rooster tail setup here. Easy trout float. This is made by I'm using ultralight Daiwa Presso to answer your question. We're fishing ultralight today, so I'm using a Daiwa Legalis LT1000 with a Daiwa Presso 7-footer. You can still pull bass in on them, but I just want to catch some panfish to cook up for my family today. I got a request. Yesterday I was fishing for my, I got a request from my kids that they want to do a fish fry. So I oblige. Hold on. These floats are actually really good if you like to use trout magnets. So they're easy to put on. Look how fast you can put one on. So you have a setup, right? And you want to float fish. You just go up your line. I usually like to go about like 24 inches, no more than that. You can go a little more if you want, but hold on, let me. Okay, look, it has a slit, right? For the line. So you just put it on the line like this. That's it, the float is in. And you take that little plug that you had and you pop it in. That's it, you're good to go. Now you're floating. It's more like a trout float, but it works. Let's try it. It's basically weighs nothing. I really like this rod for float fishing. So basically now you're slowly going to drag it across the water column and hopefully some crappie. Just go slow. This is a great technique for spring fishing. You got to use, I like to use weighted floats in the spring. And then you stop and let that fish on that drop through the water column. Then you reel it up again and stop. Somebody asked me yesterday in the chat to do it, so I decided to grab the, you can also twitch it a little bit, especially around the weed line. But yeah, let's pull it out. Look at the bend and Daiwa Presso just touching the weeds. This thing can probably bend itself in half and not break. Hey, Paul Van Wolfson. We're struggling a little bit, but I just started fishing. I had a request from people to show them how to float fish last stream. I think some guy that commented on my videos was asking about it too. So I threw a trout magnet float on my line. We're just fishing with a good old gulp minnow. All right. Oh. Doesn't cast very far with the float, unfortunately, because it weighs nothing. And that's why I like to use weighted floats. Ultralight floats usually weigh around a gram, and that one is even lighter. So it basically acts like a big parachute when you throw it. But enjoy the view. Jesse Ruffin, we're going for crappie and bluegill today. I'm telling you guys that I'm going to take the float off because it just, it's not going to produce well today. I feel like all the fish is really like, I know this water pretty well. Like, ooh, look at that. That just flew far. I know this water pretty well, and I guess I give you a little tip on how to put a float on. And this is usually the distance. The distance is really not that far. You don't want to go deep because then you're going to be snagging weeds. But the fish today are definitely deeper in the water column. This is a great setup for spring fishing, especially over crappie beds. Spring fishing, use a float. One more cast and we're going to be done with that. This George, Mr. Turtle, hanging out with us fishing today. Look at this guy. Can we get a look for George? I know my fishing kind of sucks today, but the George, man, you gotta give a like for George. He's hanging out fishing with us today. Usually he pops in the water, especially when he sees me catching fish. He always thinks he's next. He's watching the bobber. George, hey, survival man, you live in Philly? Oh, you live in PA, right? Where do you live deeper into PA? I love people from PA. So I used to deal a lot with motorcycle. I used to sell motorcycle parts as a side business. So I bought a lot of people in PA have motorcycles. Man, there's such a difference between humans from PA and Jersey, and I'm not ragging on people from Jersey, but overall, just the motorcycle culture. People from PA are so nice. Like, never had a problem dealing with them. Always were so nice. They would drive out for 3 hours to buy a motorcycle part from me. And they were so decent. Like, even the younger kids, like, you know, I would have younger kids coming to my house, 17, 18 years old. You expect them to be a little raspy, but they were nice. All right, last cast with this golf minnow. And I got something else I want to show you guys, but we're going to switch the spot. So Grumpy Orca is about to go for a little, like, 3-4 minute walk. So if you got questions, ask me now. Oh, you live in the suburbs? Some PA suburbs, man. Oh, wait. No, that's seaweed. I thought I had a fish. The only problem with the presso, by the way, if you catch a fish, sometimes, especially if it's you fish in a weedy area, you're not going to know if it's a fish or seaweed. But some suburbs in PA, there's some rich people. I think Bucks County, PA. I work as a private driver, like a Uber Black driver. Or like I don't drive a limo, but I drive like the big car, like a SUV. And man, Bucks County, PA, there's some money there. All right, this minnow got his tail bitten off. I think I'm gonna switch it up. Give me a second, guys. We're gonna switch up a spot because if I'm getting nothing in the first 20 minutes here, it's not gonna really change. This is what I'm fishing with. I swear by these guys. We're gonna do some cleanup too. Somebody left their water bottle here. Not nice. Let's just so I believe in karma. What I do is every time I fish, I clean up the spots I fish, and that's why I believe I catch more fish than anybody else in this lake. Let's throw it in the cooler. I definitely believe in karma. Do you guys believe in karma? I watched it work for many years in life. Let's go for a walk. So yeah, we're just doing ultralight fishing today. If you're just joining, if you want to see bass fishing, today is not the day. We do some bass fishing sometimes. But yeah, so this rod actually, if you want to get into ultralight fishing, while I walk, I'm gonna do you a little sales pitch. This is a Shakespeare Micro Series rod. It's 7 feet long, and you can get it at Walmart for $25 or $27. Sometimes they go on clearance. For the money, this is by far the best rod you can buy in the world for ultralight fishing. For $27, nothing come close. Even this Daiwa has its negatives for me. And I know a lot of people are gonna get their pennies in a bunch about this. But if I had to fish with one rod for the rest of my life, and I wasn't a millionaire, I just keep buying Shakespeare Micro Series 7-footers. Make sure you get a 7-footer. You don't have many guides, but the rod still has a lot of feel. It's an amazing rod for twitching, and just all like I've caught 4-pound bass, no, 3.5-pound bass on the Micro Series, and was able to reel them in. Nice. You're in Netherlands? Nice. Hey, Tali, what's going on, man? Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to scare you. My bad. Good morning. Tali is a regular. Do you have strict regulations in the Netherlands about fishing? I know some, like when I went to Iceland, in order to fish, I know Iceland is a little different. They try to really regulate it. But a fishing license in Iceland for an outside tourist, it's like $1,000 or something. It's insane. You're a slot lover? Yes, there's nothing in the world like fishing. If you like fishing, you're gonna like this stream by double tapping the screen. Look, I'm even rhyming today. Oh, yeah, nice day in Jersey. We have a storm moving in. I've been asking for rain for the past month. I think we're gonna work. I might get washed away. This actually, when it rains, this valley just becomes a giant lake when we have floods. How you doing with us cutting? Oh, nice. So here in Jersey, we also pay like $35. Even like, so there's this thing called trout stamp, and that allows you to keep trout, and the money goes towards the trout farms and trout fisheries that raise trout. Did I say Trump? Trout. Sorry, that's a Freudian slip. But the bottom line is, in Jersey, we do have a special program where you pay $10 additional, and that allows you to, it gives you a trout stamp on your fishing license. And what it does, it allows you to fish for trout and keep it. Oh, Georgia fishing is awesome. I watch a couple of YouTubers. I used to watch with my kid. My son and I, the favorite pastime for us would be to watch fishing videos. I think his name is Robert Gear, the fishing machine. I think he's almost at 1 million subscribers now, but that guy taught me a lot about crappie fishing. I'm not sure what state he's in, but he's down there and he goes to Georgia to fish too. Only with 2 rods. I got you. So here in Jersey, you're allowed to have 3 rods in the water, but as I found out recently, you can only have 1 hook per line. And it's very interesting because Google gave me different info, but then I talked to ChatGPT and checked it at the NJDP website. You can't have more than 1 hook on a line. So you can have 3 rods. Maybe in some areas you can, because when I Googled it, it said you can have a total of 7 hooks in the water. So I was like, okay, so you can have 2 rods of 3 each and 1 rod with 1, but that was completely incorrect. Anyway, something along those lines. I can check it again. Night fishing. I really want to do a night fishing stream. I work at night as a driver. I sometimes have to be up at 3 a.m. So I can't lose my job unless at some point YouTube becomes big. But right now, I'm not monetized or anything. So yeah, I would like to do a night fishing stream, but unfortunately I have to be up at 3 a.m. to drive people to the airport and wherever they gotta go. No, I have no wardens. The only thing we occasionally run into are tweakers. That's why I have a handy skillet in my backpack, just in case I need to go hand to hand. But yeah, in 10, 15 years of fishing, I've probably run into only 1 guy but that was at the ocean. And I fish federal land in the ocean, but Sandy Hook is a federal land where I take you guys fishing once a week. And they have these guys from New York that are actually in Jersey checking your licenses. And this 1 guy used to be a pain in the ass to me all the time. That's the only guy I remember fishing around. Oh, Paul, you're a warden? That's awesome. Here in Jersey, I've never had my license checked for freshwater, but I also always carried it with me in my chest bag. I actually enjoy paying for my license. I wish it was a little bit more expensive because unfortunately, I see a lot of poaching going on, but obviously, like, I'm not gonna go after it myself. I wish we had more people. I don't mind if somebody checks my license. I'd be happy to see that. There's a lot of poaching that happens in Jersey. I don't mind paying $5 extra for my license to get a couple more people, working as wardens or whatever they are, checking licenses and issuing citations. Kind of sucks when you're fishing with your kids and there's a dude next to you just doing whatever the hell he wants, short of like shooting guns into the water. But you don't understand that stuff till you get a little older in life. Gotcha. You guys probably have a lot of Netherlands. What, you have a lot of guys from Ukraine and Russia and Belarus recently? Originally, I was from Ukraine. That's why I know, because my family was there during the war. All right. So look at the bend in this Daiwa press. Look at this thing. Look at it. I mean, I still can't get over how nice this is. It's a great kayak rod. All right, let's see what we're gonna do. You know what? So I had good luck with this one thing. I brought it with me today to show you guys. 2 years ago, this was out fishing Gulf minnow, Strike King, live shad, salt and pepper. I don't know what it was about this thing, but it absolutely slaughtering. Bass was biting on it and everything. So as you can see, I bought one. Oh, it's made in Costa Rica. Nice, that's interesting. I didn't know Strike King has a factory in Costa Rica. It's awesome. Yeah, so it's just like this. He's stretchy, look at him. And let's cast him out there. The good thing about these, they never go bad. Like, you can catch 50 fish in these and they stay same way. Hold on, I don't want to create pollution, so I'm just gonna pop that. All right, here we go. So we're gonna put a Strike King lightning salt and pepper shad on a jig head and cast it out there. Your uncle 2 weeks ago caught 80 crappies in Alabama. Man, I believe that. A lot of guys from those states catch so many crappie. You guys love eating it, and you guys have such nice water condition. You got him a count clicker. I like that. So my kid has a count clicker, but not for fish. It's a thing that kids do nowadays. They have count clickers for no reason. Let me read. Hold on. I'm about to cast out. I want to read what you guys wrote. That's awesome. Hey, Hank68. Schaffer Lake. That all got. Nice. Hank, do you know about paddlefish? My father-in-law goes for paddlefish once a year. I don't think it's in Michigan. I'm not sure, but it's the fish with a giant nose, and you have to snag them. You're allowed one fish during the season per day. Nice. Yeah, Paul, I'll check out your channel. I'll try to find it. Tyler, you've been discouraged fishing in the piers down late? Yeah. Yeah, so I fished a pier in Panhandle, Florida. People are pretty decent, though. But yeah, like I learned to be okay with it, Tally, but it's never a good thing. No, I've never heard of a hammer handle. No, I'm sorry, Hank. I don't know what a hammer handle is, but I'm not like a pro angler. If it's something good, let me know, and I'll try it. So yeah, lightning shad. I'm gonna stop talking for a second, or stop reading the chat because I actually need to fish, right? I'm like a squirrel, man. All right, and that's exactly how they look. I have a bigger jig head that I was using, but for some reason, tied directly on the line, and they love this. Let's try to get a fish. At least 2-3 years ago, I had nonstop bites at this particular body of water on these. Oh, okay. I just nabbed the tree there a little bit. I don't know if you saw those leaves going in. So let's try jigging it. But at some point they stopped working for me, the lightning shad. That's why I switched to. Wait, did I just lose the tail? Does it look like it still has a tail? What? All right, hold on. I think I lost the tail by casting it. I'm just not sure how that works. I like this thing on the presser. When you cast it, you can just hold it with that and the rod blank. Yeah, I was a little. I'm on the list for the giveaway. I don't know, but that means I'd have to. I don't know how giveaways work, man. I'm like an old guy doing YouTube. But I'll check your channel out. Oh, I did have a bite. Hold on. I'm twitching this. Usually I do not twitch fish. Like I said, I keep repeating myself, but right now the conditions are, you almost have to make a deal with the fish to bite. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna change this thing. I think when I was casting it, I somehow managed to take a tail off, because it doesn't, you see how this tail is nice and long? Now it doesn't. But look at the stretchy thing. It stretches like a cartoon character. Hold on. So yeah, we lost a part of tail. I don't know how I managed to do that. But like I said, I am not a professional angler. See that? This is what we have, and this is how we started. Man, they definitely had us in the first half, I tell you that. Let's try it again. Ah, I dropped it too. I feel like I need to buy an external mic, because when I rewatch my lives, I'm breathing like I'm fighting for the last molecule of oxygen. I'm sorry about that, guys. Okay, we try again. See this tail? That's what gets them. Let's do it again. All right. Okay. Nice. Yeah, a lot of fish. People here in PA, there's actually a big popular video. There's people that like to snag fish for trout, especially when nobody's watching. What they do is they'll do like lookouts. And man, those people are just... I'm happy that I never run into them, because I would not be okay with that. I would not be okay with that. Grumpy worker, much more mellow now, but back in the day, that would go a couple of rounds. I really don't like that. That's just, you come to my land, to my fishing spot, and you're gonna abuse my fish? Nah, man. That's just pure neglect. Huh, interesting. The shad is not working. All right, let's pull them up real nice and slow. For some reason, when I was catching a lot of fish on it, that's not a fish, that's seaweed. When I was catching a lot of fish on it years ago, I was getting a lot of bass on it. I'm not sure why, especially on a drop. I was actually having more success with this lightning shad with bass than gulp minnows. And yeah, big bass will bite that too, trust me. How you doing, Daniel Turner? Jack the Pumpkin. I'm using 4-pound Uzuri line. It's a hybrid between mono. It's not expensive, don't worry. It's like $7.99 for 250 yards. Uzuri hybrid line, 4 pounds. I think it's either $7.99 or $8.99, and trust me, the 250 yards is enough to fill your spools like probably 3 times easily, if not more. Polar Rivera, if you want to learn how to fish, well, I'm gonna tell you, start slow and start with a... Oh, yep. Yep. Okay, get him in the boat. Oh yeah. It's a good sized crappie. I think it's a crappie. Let's not embarrass myself. Get him in the boat. Tali started saying that. I like it. All right, I told you. I told y'all. If you want to watch a cleaner cook, I'm actually might do a cleaner cook today. I have some time. I don't have any jobs today. Tomorrow, different story. But that's a nice sized crappie. It's not a humongous crappie, but yeah. Oh man, he almost went back. So old timers will tell you that I usually don't keep fish in the stream, but yesterday I kept some for my parents and cleaned them up, and all of a sudden my kids were requesting me to get some fish for them. So I brought this Ziploc bag of ice, and we're gonna get us some crappie. So yeah, that was on a black shad. I told you guys that thing works well. Here, I don't work for the company. That's what we caught them on. Lightning shad, salt and pepper. For some reason that salt and pepper really works for me. All right, hold on, buddy. Oh, and if you guys want to see my self-defense weapon, as a former emergency services worker, I got me a good old skillet. You come tweaking at me, you come swinging at me, you better watch out, because I'm going to cook, man. Anyways, I hope you're getting entertained. Ain't nothing like if you see a man try to fight you with a skillet, I recommend you walk away, because he's been waiting for that for a while. Let's catch another one. Because in Jersey, very, very liberal here. You're not allowed to have, this is a pretty remote spot. You're not allowed to have any weapons for you for self-defense. So skillet qualifies as a cooking material. Listen, they just have to take the first shot. They missed the first shot, the skillet coming. Once you hear that clink, you're done, man. Yeah, good bunking stick. So believe it or not, so when I worked EMS, I had one of those night lights, the one that comes out like the cops have. Never used it. Never felt like I was gonna. One time we had a tweaker he actually OD'd. We brought him back. We dropped off a patient at the hospital. And me and my buddy in the middle, I think it was like 9 fish or seaweed. We never know. This might be a fish. Hold on. No, it wasn't. Oh, it might have been. Anyways, me and my partner, we dropped off a patient. That's back when I worked as an EMT, fireman EMT. It's a good story. Listen up, boys and girls. We dropped off a patient. I think it was in St. Barnabas in New Jersey. And we're coming back in our ambulance. We're driving on the Garden State Parkway, for those who you did know. And we see a Saturn, like one of those, remember the Saturns, the ones with the fiberglass fenders? We see a Saturn on the side of the highway just sit in the tree, like nose in. Not crash, but like not severely crash. So I'm like, usually, it's not my monkey, not my circus. Nobody called me, right? But we were like, let's pull over. So some fish just jumped over there. So we pull over. We're in the ambulance, right? So the guy is completely out, fully tattooed out. He's out on the front seat. He's obviously OD'd. He's like foaming his mouth. So we get this guy on the ambulance. We call for support, ALS, advanced life support. The medics come. They pump this guy full of Narcan. This guy comes back. And here we go. We got a tattooed skinhead that's about 6.5 feet tall trying to fight us in the back of the ambulance. Not going to reveal the details, but he didn't fare too well. And state police came and arrested him in the hospital for assaulting emergency service workers. Yeah, that was the only time I really had to fight somebody when I was working. Yeah, I know. I'm going to go for more crappie right now. Anyways, if you don't know how to like this, double tap on the screen. I'm becoming more and more professional about this. So now if I watch somebody else's stream, I'll double tap and like. I always appreciate the likes. At least I got you one crappie. Oh, that was a bite. I think we're going to get more. Just stay put. I did see a fish jump over there. All right, I don't mind hitting myself. Hold on, let's do one more cast out there. But I appreciate it. So, long story short, today I was driving to go live stream fishing from the ocean that I always do on Thursdays. Thursdays, it takes me about an hour to get there, but the interstate was completely clogged up. I checked. It was going to take me like 2 hours to get there, and I really, that was going to give me some time constraints. So I had to turn around and I decided to do another day of ultralight fishing. I hope you guys are enjoying this. So I had bites. Ask me anything. We can talk. It might be a slower day than yesterday. And if you like skillet for self-defense, you gotta like the stream. Paulie said you're gonna try your first in the pond if brought a lightweight rod that is sitting in my bag. Yeah, Paula Rivera, use light rod to go first, and if you always bring, if you can dig up some worms or buy some. I don't like buying them, but if you're in the pinch, just stop by Walmart and buy some worms. If nothing bites, something will always bite a worm. Oh, let me move my rod. If nothing bites, something will always bite a worm, as long as you let it sit there long enough. Might be a turtle, you never know. I don't know if you guys have snapping turtles where you are, but we do have a bunch of snappers in Jersey because nobody eats them anymore. I want to catch one and make a stew. I'm probably going to get arrested by PETA. But you're legally allowed to keep them here. All right, let's try there. So yesterday there was no. I usually notice I do catch more in shady spots, but right now the sun is kind of beaming down on us. Yesterday was shady, and we were catching a lot more fish. I do notice I catch more fish when it's a little overcast. All right, let's twitch it a little bit. Well, at least we got one crappie. At this point, if I catch a big bluegill, I'll keep him too. Yesterday we caught some big boys. My other combo, we can actually, hey, you guys want to try it? We can try it. Give me a sec. There's a rooster tail on it, but I think, you know what the problem with the rooster tail is? People have been asking me about rooster tails. You see this? This is where my rooster tail is going to end up and there's some structure in front of rooster tail too. All right, hold on. My other combo is a Shakespeare Micro Series with the same reel. It's a Daiwa LT. I think that one is a Daiwa LT2000. The only difference is the spool size. It's actually the same reel as LT1000. It's just the 2000 has a little larger spool. Here, while it drops, I'll show you. So you see this? You see the body is basically the same. So this is LT1000, this is LT2000 on my right hand. And the spool is just bigger. So you're also going to reel a little faster. And there's two variations of these, a fast reeling and a slow reeling. I like the slow reeling. All right. Thanks, Paul. I appreciate it. Yeah, I try to teach people how to fish. I feel like fishing can save a lot of lives in this world. And feed a lot of people too. Yeah, it's pretty slow. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna use this Strike King shad again, and hold on. The tail is what I think gets them. The tail, the little tail action. But Paul, as you get better, I recommend just buy one bag of 2.5 inch. You can actually try the 1 inch gulp minnows. They work well too. You're gonna catch a little smaller fish. But put them on a 1/64,000 jig head, or you can also use 1/32, but don't go heavier than that. And you can twitch them like this, or you can just drag them through the column like this. Twitching works better when there's lower oxygen levels and the fish is more, they're more sleepy. What gets them is, especially bass, is if you like twitch something in front of their face. They react to that pretty well. All right, let's see. I'm gonna do a couple more casts in this spot, and then we're just gonna move a little bit to the left. I fish for a bunch of stuff, man. I fish for, but we just don't fish. I'll explain to you why I don't do fishing live streams for big fish, because usually there's not much I know about fishing for like pike or chain pickerel. So actually the stream ends up teaching me how to fish for them. And you know, usually I don't get the fish in. But I'll fish for catfish. I like fishing for eel. I like fishing for, what else we fish for? We ocean fish for fluke, snapper blues. We're gonna do some striper fishing in the next 3 weeks. Striper fishing is gonna be hot in Jersey. That's basically the mecca of Jersey Shore fishing. We're going to be out there throwing plugs if you guys are going to join me. What else we fish for? We fish for bass. We did some bass fishing. I caught 3 bass in 45 minutes on a live stream once, including my PB at the same live stream. We caught a 5-pounder. I'm not going to bore you with pan fishing again next stream. We're going to do something different. Tomorrow, I think I'm going to take you guys to the Atlantic Ocean, to Sandy Hook, to fish for whatever bites. Maybe we'll catch a sand shark. They're called dogs here. They don't have any teeth either. All right, let's switch up a spot. If you're fishing with artificial lures and you're not getting bites for like 10 minutes and you tried all different methods and spots, you got to switch up your spot. You wanna be actively fishing. Never sit, especially if you're fishing for fluke or really anything. You want to switch up your spots all the time. If you're catfishing, yeah, you got to wait for fish to come to you, especially if you're chumming. But if you're fishing for aggressive fish that is not a bottom feeder, you got to switch up your spots if you get no bites. I'm just trying to not bust my butt like I did on my stream 3 days ago. Grumpy Orca went down hard. Hold on. I'm just slowly gonna let it drop. You can really whip this Daiwa though. Fish. See, I told you gotta switch up them spots, boy. Or girl. Hold on. Who we got? Oh, something's really fighting me. Oh, that's a good old crappie. Get him. Is that a crappie? Am I embarrassing me? No, I said it is a crappie. Get him in the boat. See? You got to switch up your spots. Get you a crappie like this. All right? Once again, today, I'm switching out my baits. I got this guy on a Strike King shad. Not a gulp minnow. Now, let me put him in the cooler. So yeah, switch up your spots. Let it drop. Once you cast it in, if you use an artificial bait, let it drop to the bottom. And while it drops, you're either going to get a strike or you twitch it off the bottom, you're going to get a strike. Let me just get to my cooler real quick. We might have to switch up our spot. I'll show you, if you're new to the stream, I'll show you what I caught it on. It's a good sized crappie. Not a giant. That's good eating size. Do you see how brittle their lips are? They call them paper lips. And this is what I caught him on, just a little Strike King shad. Completely plastic, so it doesn't break up when you get a fish. All right, so we got 2 so far. I'm gonna check. Hey. You're gonna hit the pier, go for some halibut and bass. Nice. When does the season end for halibut in California? Because the season here for fluke just ended on September 24th. And your limit, I think, what is it, like 18 inches or 19 now? Hold on. Sorry, guys. I know I'm not actively fishing. I just got to put my stuff together. And go to that spot where we caught a fish. See ya. Yeah, Paula, so what you want to learn how to catch first is bluegill. And you're going to have a lot of fun fighting them on the ultralight gear. They actually fight much harder than crappie. and learn how to catch bluegills and worms. That's going to teach you a lot. And then slowly move into artificial baits like, and they're cheap. They're actually going to be cheaper than buying worms. And use jig heads. And you basically want to simulate a motion of a fish that is in distress. That's all the aggressive fish. They're just opportunistic feeders. So they don't want to go after a fish that's going to run away. They want to go after a fish that's, it's slowly, something happened to it and it's dying. So that's why you want to simulate a motion of a dying little fish. All right, let's do another cast. Thanks for the likes, guys. I know there's only 63 people left in the chat. But if you stick with me today, I'm going to show you how to clean the fish. And I'm going to show you how to fry it. Today we're going to do a catch and cook with crappie orca on live. My kids requested some fish, so we'll get them some fish. Oh, how you doing, Grumpy Orca and Fuego? You got another one on the line, boys. How you doing? See, all I did was exactly what I told you. I casted it in. I let it drop. I slowly picked up the slack and Hadouken. Got ourselves a good eating crappie once again. There's nothing to it, guys. Anybody can fish. Get your little jig head. This thing costs like, I don't know, $5 for a pack of 20 of them. Get a little jig head. I like my underspin. It doesn't have to be an underspin. And crappie is probably one of the best eating fish out there to eat. Hold on. All right, so we got 3 so far. Leonard, we're fishing in the lake. We're fishing in New Jersey. We're fishing, to give you a good idea and not to start a political discussion at all, we're fishing about 10, 15 minutes away from the Trump National in Bedminster, New Jersey. That's kind of like central towards the PA kind of. And we're fishing for crappie. And while we fish, I teach some people how to fish. So what I did is exactly what I told you. Just cast it in. I picked up some slack so the line doesn't fly into the seaweed. And we slowly reel it. You see how slow I'm reeling? And this is a 1000 series reel. You can give it a little twitch. So we just had 2 casts, 2 fish. We just got a third. Oh, do you see that? That was a good bite. We just had 2 casts, 2 fish. I think this guy bit, but we don't have a fish on now. But this third cast, we did have a bite. We didn't get the fish in. We did get some seaweed. Anybody vegan in the stream? This is a nice appetizer. So with fishing, if I can give you one advice, you want to go slow. Unless you're at the ocean fishing for some crazy aggressive bluefish. You want to go slow and you don't want to rush. And obviously you want to believe in yourself and not give up. It's good advice. So yeah, I'm going to just reel out the slack. Hey, thanks. I appreciate it. Thanks, SB Bros. So I do use live bait, but not very often. I'll use it at the ocean when I get. Hold on. I don't know if that's a fish. See, that's the problem with this rod. You don't know if you got seaweed on or you got a fish. Give me a sec. No, that's a. Wow, that flew. Hold on, guys, one sec. So regulations state that in this water, I like to follow the rules. Even though I have access to unlimited baby goldfish in my wild pond, I do not fish live bait in fresh water yet. But I have a way. I want to try. I think that's the best way to fish for like catfish. But I do it in fresh water. What I do is we buy those. What are they called? I forgot. There's a fish you buy to. If anybody in the stream knows, please respond. There's a fish that you use to catch fluke in Jersey. I forgot the name of it. I can't believe I did. But you can buy them in bait stores. They're live. Just like completely went blank on it. It's like this popular name that everybody knows. Not minnows. They're for saltwater. They're like saltwater minnows, basically. They have like a flat head, kind of looks like a baby catfish. How you doing, Crypto Billy? Yeah, I do appreciate that. Yes, so bluegills do get large bass. And you know how I know they blue in this water? When I caught the bass that I snagged, got hooked. When I was cleaning him up, I actually noticed there was a fish in his stomach. So I opened him up, and there was a like a bluegill was like this big, and that was inside of like a 2.5 pound bass. No, he was more like a 2 pounder. I got hooked him like 10 days ago. I wasn't fishing. Was I fishing for bass? Not remembering. But yeah, they do eat live bluegills. I guess per regulation I can do that. You just can't bring. Oh, all right. How you doing? How you do? Had a fish on. Dropped off. Now I know where they are. Give me a second. I'll get another one. I know exactly where they are. Hold on. There's a school of crappie right across from me. That's a little to the left. Hold on. So what I'm doing is I'm just slow reel. I'm not even twitching this. Let's try just, sometimes with crappie, you can just slow reel like this. Stop, lift your rod up. Once again, slow reel. Please do not go fast when you're fishing for crappie. So all we're doing is just slow reeling it. Raise your rod up. Let it drop. I actually learned this technique from Gene the Fishing Machine on YouTube. And once I tried that, it worked. All right, so I'm gonna do one more cast. I gotta apply some sunscreen. I'm gonna have one burnt cheek. All right, that's a good spot right there. So we're gonna let it drop. I think there's crappie there. We're gonna tighten up the slack a little bit. I'm just gonna twitch it once, maybe twice. Interesting. We did have 2 fish and 2 casts when I first came here. Maybe they cleared out. Hold on. Not sure there was a bite or not. Let me let it drop. There are some monster crappies in this reservoir. Nice, Ricky Bobby 47. Dude, that's like one of my favorite movies, by the way. I probably watched Ricky Bobby like 20 times in 1 year. What's your favorite scene out of Ricky Bobby? I'm on fire. You're not on fire, man. No, I'm on fire. What's your least favorite regulation for fishing? My least favorite? I don't really have one, but I guess I'll tell you one that I didn't know. I didn't know that there's a limit on snapper blues. It's like that bluefish that nobody eats. Apparently, you can only keep 3 of them. And I didn't know that. I don't keep them that many. I mean, I think you should be able to keep... Oh, hold on. We got a fish. That's fish. How you doing? Oh, yeah. That's a crappie. You gotta listen to that drag sound on that legalis. Here you go. Loop. All right. So you listen to the drag sound. It's a good eating size. Wow, I just hooked him. Almost missed. Not a huge fish, but you can keep up to 10 of these per day in Jersey. So far, we're at 4. The only thing I don't like is, yeah. So far we got 4 crappie for my kids. This is a big one. How much are my combos? I'll tell you. I don't like to brag about it. First of all, let me tell you what rod you should be buying for your money. Is a Shakespeare Micro Series 7-footer at Walmart for $27. And then if you, with the money you saved on the reel, buy yourself a Legalis LT1000. So Legalis sells for $89. And so basically for about 120 bucks, you can be fishing. That Shakespeare rod strikes, it feels better than some $150 rods I fish with. So if you save the money on the rod, please spend that money on the reel. Because there's nothing I hate more than a crappy reel when I'm fishing. Rods I can deal with, but reels I can't. How you doing, those who joined us? Polar. These I actually bought. I follow some YouTuber. I believe it or not, I bought these like 4 years ago, and they're starting to rip a little bit. I forgot the name of it. It's like some no-name brand on Amazon. But yeah, I saw some YouTube. You don't have to use them. I go years. I lose them every like 3 months. But oh, hey, hi, how you doing? How you doing today? All right, let's get him in the boat. Oh, this one is aggressive. This one is aggressive. Hold on. He's fighting though. All right. How about that? Catch me outside. How about that? There's a fourth crappie in this spot. You know what? For good luck, let's let this guy go. I know I'm supposed to feed my children, but today, look how pretty he is. He fought the hardest. He definitely fought me like a bigger fish. And I respect that, so we're going to let this guy go. It's a good lesson in life. You never give up. You never know. Let's not eat that guy. All right. Maybe I get a double tap on the screen for that release. Ricky Bobby. Yeah, Shimano Sienna is good. Yeah. I almost think if I work for Shakespeare, I would put that rod that I have. I almost feel like they know they can put the price higher on that rod, but I feel like they want to get more people. Maybe we gotta hope that those big corporations have a heart sometimes. I feel like they do that to get more people into fishing, because that 7-footer is an absolute dream to use. It's an absolute dream to fish with for $27. So I agree with you. There's a lot of rods out there. Oh, had a bite. Let's twitch it. The fish might still be there. I saw it. The way you see it is you'll see a line go whoop. I know we're not fishing with a bobber, but watch your line. If your line goes, it bows out like a sail, and it's like this, and as soon as you see it contract, that means you got a fish on. Hold on. That's not a. I don't think that's a fish. That's seaweed. Look at it. You got to appreciate the presso bend. Hey, how you doing, Earl Cox? Yeah, we caught some nice crappie in this spot. We changed up, and we started catching fish. You have a Shimano 4500 for carp. That's about the size you need, right? So I'm going to do something. I'm going to go out of my comfort zone next week. If you guys join me, and I would appreciate it, but you don't have to, I'm going to try to learn how to use a bait caster on live. I gave up 3 times, but you guys give me hope. All right, that's a good spot. I feel like if I just let that drop right there, that's where I was getting all the bites. So all I'm doing is I casted it in, and we're waiting as I'm burning my ear off with no sunscreen. And after it drops, we're going to relap the slack and just give it that one old twitch. And we're going to give it another twitch. We're going to slowly reel it back. We're going to let it drop again. Twitch it. Twitch. No guarantees we're going to get a fish, but this is the method I've been using to catch all the fish that you guys saw me catch. All right, hold on. That's a fish. You saw that? See, Grumpy Orca and Fuego today. He teaching you how to catch fish and feeding his family at the same time. Look at the bend in that presso. Oh, that's another good crappie. Not fighting too hard, so maybe we'll put this one. All right, you saw that? You just saw me work fish live. And once again, this thing stays, we caught 4 fish on this. This is not a gulp minnow that I usually use. This is a, I'll show you, it's made by a Strike King. Nice crappie. I mean, we should let him go. He's a little small. Let's let him go. I know I was going to not let you go, dude, but you caught me on a good day. I do have 4 fish already. I'm going to go hunt you up, your brother. Have a good day. Yeah, no, people do carp fish, but not very frequently. It's very popular in the areas where there's more like, I'm an immigrant. I'm just saying it's more popular with the areas where the immigrants are more prevalent, because a lot of Eastern European and Asian cultures and people from England, they love to carp fish. Hold on one sec. Now, I have sunscreen? Yeah, I do, because I'm basically, my face is getting burnt off. I'm gonna look like a half cooked fish when I'm done fishing. I'm gonna use hope my kid doesn't get mad at me. I'm using his sunscreen to put on my face. One second, guys. And these are my fishing glasses. While I'm doing this, I'm gonna tell you about them. Ugly Stick. I bought 2 pairs of these back when they were reasonably priced, and they're good. They're awesome. Maybe I can show you what it looks like. Wait, yeah, do you see the difference? Look at that. You see that seaweed? Look at that seaweed line, right? You see the difference? Ugly Stick makes decent ones. I know that there are dudes out there with $300 trout fishing polarized glasses. I ain't got money like that. I'm gonna stick with my Ugly Sticks. But if you just joined the stream and you saw me catch that crappie live, I'm gonna show you what we caught him on. And this is actually much more productive today than a gulp minnow. It's a Strike King lightning shad salt and pepper. No blue flake, just salt and pepper. I'm sorry I'm not responding to the chat right away. I was so excited catching that fish a couple of times that I zoned out, guys. But yeah, crappie fishing, I love eating crappie. It's just when the water gets really warm, I don't like to keep that fish because of the algae and all the toxic stuff present. But there's a river around, so there's a reservoir. So once in a while, I'll cook up the fish. All right, I think we're ready to catch more fish. Let's do it. So like I said, we do have, we have 4 fish so far. The limit in Jersey is 10. We already had 6 on the line, but we released 2 of them just so the kindness of our hearts. One of them fought like a lion. I respect that. All right, so that's all we're using. We're using a jig head, a little underspin, and that Strike King shad. Yeah, you're right, Ali. Carp is definitely everybody. If I tell locals that I fish for carp, they're going to be like, "What? You eat that?" But in Europe, people actually love eating that. Europeans and Asian cultures, they love eating carp. I ate it as a kid, and you can actually buy it at stores if you go to Eastern Europe. When my father-in-law was still alive in Ukraine, I would when we would visit him, I would buy him carp like it was frozen. I mean, pretty. It's not the best fish, but I would buy it and cook it up. I would grill it up. Not grill it up. I would bake it. We don't have access to a grill. I would just bake it in a stove, and honestly, it was pretty good. Especially like the top section, right around the top fin. Is it the best fish? Definitely not. It's like 6, 7 out of 10. You see what I did there? How you doing, Prime Rant? Yeah, Ricky Bobby, you're not wrong. I mean, we can do carp fishing. I know spots there that have carp. There's actually a carp. It might be carp in this body of water, but I've seen people fishing for it. It's just that's going to be a very boring stream. Carp, you know, we did catfish fishing 2 days ago, and even though I baited, I made my own chum and everything. We got no catfish, and I know there's a ton of catfish in this lake. But you know what I say? I heard another fisherman say it. All fishing is all good, and I respect that. No matter what you fish for, as long as you're having fun, you're getting out there and you're fishing with your family, or you're putting food on the table, that's all that matters. No fishing is better than other fishing. We'll do eel fishing, we'll do bass fishing, we'll do shore fishing. It's all good, man. Oh yes. So actually, today I took a setup. We might have caught a ray today, but like I said, I didn't make it out to the ocean. Oh, fish. Oh, how you doing? For some reason, jigging it violently got me a fish, but just dragging it. Yeah, it's a crappie. All right, let's get him in the boat. This one is a good size. I'm definitely keeping this one. No questions about it. All right, you see. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do a clean and cook on this live today. It's probably gonna be right now. What, it's 12. We'll probably fish for another 45 minutes if you guys can stick around. And it's a nice fish. And I'm gonna take these home and I'll live clean them, and I'll heat up some oil and hopefully not set my house on fire. That's gonna be a good live. And anybody want to see my self-defense weapon again? Like I said, you mess with me and you slip your first punch, I'm gonna cook. That's the only way to get rid of Jersey tweakers, man. Hold on. Here we go. You're sticking around, nice. Yeah, we greet everybody in Jersey. That's a Jersey way to greet them. How you doing? That's the old soprano way, right? After that show came out, everybody in Jersey, even people that are not Italian, act like they're sopranos. It's so funny. They literally blend into that character because they don't know anything else. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna twitch him. Oh, guys, can you help me get to 100 likes, please? Double tap the screen. Double tap the screen if you like the crappie fishing, or you like my self-defense weapons, or if you like my fishing techniques. So for some reason, last fish, I did a lot more. I did this like psychedelic jigging, which I usually don't like to do. But I was doing this jigging, and that's how we got the last crappie. I just had a bite. I saw my light turn up. Yep, you saw that? How you doing? So obviously, oh, this guy's fighting me. Oh yeah. Look at the bend. Oh yeah. We got ourselves a fight. See, for some reason, the psychedelic jigging really works today. All right, let's get him. Let's get him over here. Oh, that's a good sized crappie. Hold on, let's check. Yeah, it's a good sized fish. So this is number 6. Let me think. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this guy. I already had my doubts, so I'm gonna let him go. Fine. I don't want to be a monster. He's kind of like, look at the pretty coloration though. We're gonna let him go because he fought hard, and I hesitated. Here, have a nice life. I'll catch you on the next one. No pun intended. Oh, you guys helped me get over 100 likes. Thanks, I appreciate it. Yeah, as soon as I start doubting myself about keeping fish, I know I'm going to release the fish. That's kind of the best way to do it is just say I'm going to keep this guy. But he was kind of like that size, where definitely a good cooking size. But you heard me hesitate, and I kind of, at that point, I couldn't go back. He did fight very hard. All right, so what we're doing, we just casted it in. We're just going to let it drop to the bottom. For some reason, I told you, some reason jigging it like this today has been working. I usually don't do it, but let's do the psychedelic jigging. I think I caught more crappie than dudes catch here in a week, in a matter of hours. But we're not going to brag about it. I used to come to this place that didn't even know crappie was here. I used to fish for bluegills with my kid. One day I caught a small crappie, and then I listened to some YouTubers how to crappie fish, and we started slaughtering them here. Yeah. I think we caught about what we have 5 fish, so we have what 4 or 5 keepers from this spot, and I released at least 3. So we caught 8 crappie here in a matter of probably 40 minutes. That's pretty good. And the first 2 we caught on the first 2 casts. Yes, I actually been talking to New Jersey Fishing Maniac. He's a good guy. He's a really good dude. He is actually Eastern European, believe it or not. And I follow him on Instagram. I like him. He does catch a lot of trout. He's very eco-friendly. He catches a lot of cool fish. Catches a lot of trout, brown trout. Now I think he started going to New York to fish for trout. But I like his attitude, and I like his approach to preserving fish. All right. See, I don't know if that's a fish. Nah, that's seaweed. You see how that thing swims? Yeah, carbon. Wisconsin fishing? Well, Jake the Pumpkin, I've never fished in Wisconsin. All I know is that you guys really like Harley Davidson over there. Because when I used to ride motorcycles, all my buddies that like Harley Davidson that I would meet were from Wisconsin. And you guys like brewing your beer, that's for sure. A lot of cool breweries. People from Wisconsin are awesome. It does get cold up there, though. Generally, people from everywhere are great in this country. Sometimes people from North Jersey are kind of waspy. But I'm going to stick around in Jersey for a long time, so I'm not ragging on it. Love the state. I know it's a lot of people rag on Jersey, but yeah. Huh. Pearl Locklear. Yeah, I do have. It's like a combination of an accent and Jersey talk. So I used to work I came to the country when I was 13. So I used to work for mobbed up Italian guys, and I can handle that talk all day. I can talk like that. The problem is you got to curse a lot, so I'm not gonna be doing that. Just in case my boys ever watch the stream, when I'm not around anymore. I don't want to be out there dropping f-bombs. But yeah, I worked for I worked for an Italian family. They owned a lot of apartment buildings. They were very kind to us. The work wasn't easy. It wasn't hard either. It was just a lot of physical activity. But yeah, there were guys that actually never graduated high school, but they were all millionaires. I never asked questions. Yeah, but there was a lot of yous. Whenever instead of saying you or you guys, they would just say, "Hey, yous know that fishing is great for you," or they'd be like, "That's a typical Jersey thing to say, yous." Ah, hey, you guys got me up to 114. You get me excited. Thanks, I appreciate you. I broke my record at 150 2 days ago, so I guess I'm doing something right. If you need any advice, I'm here for you. All I'm going to say is if you want to start crappie fishing, make sure you know your lake well. And switch up the spots. Like you saw how we came to the spot and we pulled out a ton of fish, right now the bite died off. So 2 things happened, and I know we didn't fish out all the fish from that school. Either the fish moved or they went down deeper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast to the left a couple of times, and we're going to change the spot again. Next crappie I catch, I'm keeping. I already made up my mind. I kind of got soft on the last one. I should have kept it. But I have 2 kids. I don't think they really need more than 2 fish each. I already have enough. I'm not sure if my wife's going to eat them. How you doing with a lot of Hold on, wait. I just felt a bite in my line. So this Uzuri line, I'm using the hybrid line. It's a hybrid between fluoro and mono. It's pretty cheap too. It's a little bit more expensive than mono line. But It had a really good feel to it. Surprised we haven't caught a bass yet. But surprisingly, gulp minnow today got outfished by the gulp minnow got outfished by good old Strike King. This is what I'm fishing with now, and it's been, you see, it's a little yellowish. It's been laying in my car. I just found it yesterday, at least for 3 months. Baking in the sun, not baking in the sun, but, and I just threw it in my chest pack, and I caught more fish than we usually catch in gulp minnows. And that's a big thing because gulp minnow is tough to beat. That's basically, you guys, I talk about gulp minnow so much, you probably think I'm sponsored by them. Yeah, but if it doesn't rain much, the oxygen levels go down a lot, and I guess that's why we're jigging for crappie. You saw? No, that's exactly how we got our fish. All right, let me do one more cast, and we're gonna move. One last cast. Where should I cast? Let me go over there. Thanks for chatting with me, Pearl Clear. It's very nice of you. Bobby Wright, Wisconsin fish. What was I going to say? Jack the Pumpkin. So what do you guys catch? What's the biggest? I'm going to ask you the same question people ask me. What's the biggest fish you ever caught in Wisconsin? Has to be something around 20, 30 pounds if you caught a big one. All right, let's change up a spot. For some reason I'm fishing with a Daiwa Presso today instead of my Shakespeare rod. Listen to the sound of Legalis. That is good right there. That's better sound than Coldplay. All right, let's see. Let's change up a spot. Grab my backpack. If you get into fishing, you want to fish, please don't get a Yeti cooler unless you have a sponsor or a sugar daddy. Get yourself a Coleman cooling backpack at Walmart. I had this thing for 3 years and it's absolutely awesome. Nothing happened to it in 3 years. But yeah, if you plan to go out somewhere for 3 days, get a Coleman. Get a Yeti. They're so heavy though. Coleman is super light. All right, we're just gonna switch up to here. No guarantees we're gonna get fish. Well, actually, you know what? Let's walk a little bit further. Thanks for the likes, guys. I appreciate it. I'm gonna switch it up tomorrow. We're gonna go ocean fishing tomorrow if you want to come with me. But today was no. Oh man, that means I have to drag my fish through all that weed. Hold on, let me see if there's another spot. I think crappie don't really bite after this. Okay, this is a little bit, whatever, let's try fishing here. What's the worst thing that happen? The only thing I don't like is, you probably can't see it on the stream, but that's far way down if I slip. All right, let's do it. I'm gonna stop complaining. I'm gonna go into 4-wheel drive. Hopefully I don't catch a big fish. Oh, sheesh, okay. All right, we're here. Thanks, Fishing for Life. I appreciate it. All right, let's cast it out there. So yeah, we will do a clean and cook today. Never done one in my life, but I'm sure. Yesterday I did fish cleaning, and that was pretty good. People liked it. I was using those Realtree fishing scissors, and they basically cleaned the whole fish with them. No guarantees we're going to catch a fish right now, but we're going to use the same technique. I think I just saw a bass chasing it. Hold on. Well, actually, the bass was chasing it. He'd probably eat it. I don't like these weeds. be much better to fish this off the boat. So we're going around the weed line, and we're just twitching for some sleepy crappie with a technique that worked for us before. Not having as much luck at this spot. Biggest fish I ever caught, I covered that. I caught a striped bass off of Montauk. I don't know if you know what that is. It's like the fishing mecca in Long Island. It's like the tip of Long Island. Hold on, I think that was a bite. I caught like I think it was, I'm not gonna lie and say it was 20 pounds because I don't remember, but it was somewhere between 50 and 20. It was a nice size fish. All right, that's not a fish. We just get him out. It's seaweed. If I get a fish, I don't try to horse it in. I usually try to fight it, tire it out. Because if you tire it out, here's why I do this. You see all these weeds? If I tire a fish out, it just floats up to the surface. If I try to drag it fast through the weeds, I'm gonna get it stuck in like 5 pounds of seaweed, and then I might snap it off, which also happens. So I like to tire my fish out and have it float up to the surface. And once it floats up to the surface, much easier to deal with it, dragging it through the seaweed. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but it works for me. I don't know what you mean by not sweet fish. Well, we're catching crappie, which is probably some of the best eating fish you can catch in a body of water, at least in where I'm fishing. We got more seaweed. So yeah, it looks like we're not having much luck here. That last spot we hit was really producing a lot of fish. But right now we're struggling. Hold on. Trying to undo this tangle. Nope, I have to bring it in. 1 second, guys. But yeah, if you just get into fishing, I would say you can start targeting crappie after you catch a bud. A couple dozen bluegill just to know how to fight the fish. And crappie is very, it's all about finding crappie. Bluegills are everywhere. But crappie is one of those fish where they travel in schools. And if you just get into fishing, you target crappie, especially if you don't have a fish finder or fishing off the bank like me, you might have a couple of frustrating days. You gotta be on the move all the time. And once you find a school, keep fishing until you fish it out or until they stop biting, and then you gotta move again. But they'll be bite. You'll catch them by the bank. Some days you don't jig, some days you gotta jig. All right, that was a bite. I'm not sure if that, or maybe seaweed. Hold on. All right, one more cast here. We're gonna switch up the spot. I'm not liking this very much. Smoke? No. Grand Piorca, no drink, no smoke. Sorry, just a lot of my friends are in the military, so I do drink occasionally when they come around. Because those military guys, man, they can probably outdrink a fish. But no, I smoke nothing. No time for that. I only fish. That's my only thing. That's what makes me happy. And recently, I stopped drinking IPA beers. Used to, and that's when I got upset. You know, you're old when you drink an IPA. It gives you an upset stomach. Both my buddies, we started getting stomach issues in our 40s when we drink IPA beers. Yeah, man, fishing is good for my health too. You know why? And I'll say this just in case it encourages somebody. I started fishing very actively, and I lost. I was 268 pounds. I'm 5'11", and now I'm down to 220. So I lost close to 50 pounds. Just not being home and stuffing my face and being active. And yeah, I've been trying to lose weight for years, and ever since I started fishing heavily, You know, if you have to walk like this, you're gonna lose weight, and especially if you do surf fishing and you don't really have to pay anybody. You just go out, have a good time. You can walk 10 miles easily along the coast. All right, I'm not having much hope in these spots. Let's see if we find one more spot, because we're getting towards the end of the reservoir and it gets shallow there. We can try for a little bit. I can't find a good spot to go. I'm sorry, guys, if I'm boring the crap out of you. Thanks for the likes, by the way. I do appreciate that. If you want to make Grumpy Orca happy, you subscribe and like. That's my kid told me I'll never break 1,000 subscribers. Well, looks like he was wrong. Old man got him. All right, this looks good. Really want to fish with my other rod. Let's try to fish this spot for crappie. Like I said, I'm not sure about this spot, but we'll try. Look at the bend in this Daiwa Presso. And that's just me pulling the line. I have a map spinner. How about this? I don't have a map spinner, but I do have a spinner. You want me to throw a spinner for you? I'll do it. I see you in my stream. I notice people. Arrow, stick around. I'm gonna throw a spinner on my other rod. I brought one today, since you guys always ask me. This problem with the spinner is, look at all these chickens. You see, I'm gonna be dragging it through all that seaweed when it comes to the shore. But yeah, you know what? I did bring a spinner. It's actually my look. In case you think I'm BSing you. Kapow! I brought a rooster tail. Let's try it. Is that what you mean by a spinner? That's why I don't like to do rooster tail fishing. Although spinners are different. What do you guys... Europeans have a different meaning for spinners than we do. So is that what you're talking about? You want me to try this? It's not made by Maps. It's Warden's. Okay, give me a sec. Let me cast this 2 more times. And my other rod actually has a snap swivel. Now, do you like to use rooster tails directly tied to the line, or do you like to use them in a snap swivel? You tell me how you want me to fish, and I'll do it. Right now I have a snap swivel, but I'll take it off. I think rooster tails, they like you to use them directly tied to the line. How do you guys fish them? Do you want me to fish them directly tied to the line, or you want me to use a snap swivel? You tell me. I was waiting for that. See? I was ready for it. I actually grabbed one. I have a bunch of them at home, but when I couldn't get to the ocean today, I stopped by on the way to this fishing spot. I stopped by Walmart and I grabbed a rooster tail. So don't think that I don't listen to you guys. Zero Quo. It's actually lunchtime here. Hold on. Oh no, I thought we had a fish. It's actually 12 o'clock lunchtime here. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, this spot is not producing. Hold on. One last cast, right? Let me just pop myself over here. Is this like a... Okay, we're good. Ouch. Okay, I'll use the line. This is gonna be my last cast, and we'll put the rooster tail together. Thanks for the likes, guys. I might break my record today. You never know. I think my record's like 150 something. I appreciate it, though. Hopefully, I taught somebody something today. I'm not out here just to. Okay, that was a bite. There's crappie over there. Hold on. Give me a sec. That was definitely a bite. I'm not sure if it's a crappie or not, but let's cast it out there again before I switch to a spinner. Yeah, like I said, the problem with the spinner here is we're probably going to be we might catch a perch. I'm not sure if they're around. We might catch a bluegill for sure. We might catch a dinky bass. But I don't think crappie go after spinners. Let's try it. Let's try that spot again. Hold on. You can really whip this. What's good about the Presso rod is you have action through the whole rod. It's like it almost feels like a wet noodle. Like the whole rod bends. I'm not sure if calling a rod a wet noodle is a good thing, but it's not like I work for them. All right. That's seaweed. Yeah, I wasn't sure about the spot. So here's what we're going to do. Yeah, we're just fishing ultralight. I know if you guys want to see some bass fishing, today's not the day. I will take you bass fishing. I will definitely take you bass, trout fishing, and everything. I'm not, trying to get you to subscribe, but if you do want to see it, then you subscribe. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to put this Daiwa rod down. It's a Daiwa Presso. I have the same reel on my other Shakespeare rod. And we're going to go to town. All right. So you're telling me that you want me to take off the snap swivel. We'll do that. So yeah, this is just a cheap Shakespeare from Walmart that I love. I keep repeating myself, but it's a good rod. I'm not gonna just snap. Hold on. This is actually a 6 cent. I don't know if you guys heard of a company 6 cents, but they make some very expensive, very high quality lures. Never caught anything on it. Never caught a fish. Been trying for 2 days. All right. Give me a second. Should we cast this out? Nah. I promised you to use the rooster tail, so we'll do that. Let me grab my snips. I don't want to put tension on the line. Let me get snips. Hold on. We're actually gonna throw that lure in my Mario box for my kids' candy. It's a Mario. All right, let's get out my trusty old Leatherman. All right, snap it off. Now, it's a Mario. This way it doesn't get tangled anywhere. So yeah, that's a 6 cents lure. I'm not sure what about it. I really like the underspin, but it doesn't catch anything. So in the Mario it goes. Now let me get the thing. So I have, yeah, that's a Walmart frog I like to talk about. Let's try this rooster tail. Not sure if I'm taking it out correctly. Probably should have started from the top, but grumpy orcas sometimes have room temperature IQ. Sometimes. How you doing, Colton? 137, guys. We might be able to hit 150. If you want me to use the rooster tail, I like it. Like the stream. All right, here we go. I'm a little old, so sometimes I can miss. The only thing I don't like is tinies because the treble hook always gets into my fingers. So you guys call these spinners, right? In Europe, we just call them rooster tails here. Same thing. Probably have this. Yeah, I don't really like putting them on. That's why I like to use snap swivels. But I think you're probably right about the action. The action is definitely going to be better if you tie it directly to the line. All right, hold on. Eesh. Okay, here she is. I think I'm going to break my record today with likes. Love it. All right, you got to appreciate the knot strength on the, I know it's not the perfect knot, but you got to appreciate the knot strength on the hybrid line. It's really good. Hold on, I'm gonna make sure that little loose end falls into my pack and not on the ground. Give me a second, guys. Enjoy the view. But I'm surprised somebody mentioned NJ Maniac, the guy that fishes. I actually am a close friends. I mean, whatever that's called on Instagram with him, and he kayak fishes too, which is what I love. He's a really good dude. Okay, so spinner. You want a spinner? Here's the spinner. We're gonna probably pick up like about a pound of seaweed, but let's try it. Inline spinners. Carlton, yeah, Bills. I remember you, dude. I remember you. Thanks for joining again. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for the support, man. All right, so how do you guys fish spinner? Do you let it drop or you just start? You teach me. Do we just drag it through the water column nice and slow? Or do we let it drop to the bottom? I just don't want to pick up any seaweed. How do you guys fish your spinners? I see it going. It looks good. It's shiny. All right, hold on. Let me eat it out. Okay. I really don't want to put it into seaweed. How do you guys fish? How many? So there's about 5, 6. The depth there maybe is up to 8 feet deep. So should I wait for like 3, 4 seconds before I start reeling it? Got it. Reel it fast. Got it. All right. You tell me. You guys want me to put the rooster tail on? You're the captain now. All right. I don't want to reel it too fast. I mean, let's try it. You never know. I'm just going to shut up and do it. I see it on the surface. It's nice. So yeah, the fish that I caught here on the rooster tails before was perch. Perch, love these, I guess, and I caught a bass. Caught a bluegill too. I'm gonna wait a couple of seconds just for it to drop in the water column. But I know people in Eastern Europe really like maps, right? Is that the popular type? Because I saw some Russian guy on Instagram making a video how there's a lot of fake maps being sold in Russian stores and how to spot a fake. And the fakes are like AAA fakes. I remember seeing that. So I'm assuming maps has a big share of the Eastern European market. 1 second, got it. We're doing good, sorry. Thanks for popping in. Cotton Bills. What state are you from? I remember talking to you. I remember mentioning Buffalo Bills, but what state are you from, Bills? I have a knot in my reel. Hold on. Probably because I'm eating it like a madman. Oh, okay. Hold on. No, that was not a fish. I'm sorry. That was seaweed. I got excited. Yeah, we caught some fish. We caught about I want to say 10 crappie, and we released maybe, yeah, I forgot. I didn't count, but we released at least three crappie, and I kept 5. Oh man, sorry about that. I kind of caught my finger. Let it drop. Now, when you reel with a spinner, do you guys keep your rod tip up? Like I said, I haven't fished with a spinner in this lake in probably 3 or 4 years. I like to fish with a spinner in rivers. Do you guys keep your rod tip up? What's your favorite way to do it? Okay, I got this loop out of my reel. Go Bills. Yeah, I like that. My friends are really big Bills fans. I heard the game's getting expensive though. They took their kid to the game. It was pricey. I like the way this rooster tail looks though. I'd give you that. It's definitely shinier than a Gulp minnow with underspin. Yeah, I did. Fishing for last 17, rod tip up, got it. Okay, we'll keep the rod tip off. For those that have just joined, I'll show you my fish. And thanks for those that stick around. I'm sorry if I'm boring you. But we're fishing in New Jersey. And we released like 3 crappie. And how many we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Hold on, one of them is still alive. Got like 5 fish in here. And I released 3 of them. So yeah, let's do it again. What we're gonna do is we're gonna switch up a spot because I think I caught the only thing I caught around this spot was bluegills and bass before. That's why I don't really go back here. But I decided to try it. Thank you, thank you. And we actually caught most of the fish while you're still in the stream. So if you watch my streams, you probably know I absolutely love gulp minnow. But today, gulp minnow got outshined by Strike King. I don't know where I now put that thing. But today was a Strike King kind of day. It was like that black shad. Let me see if I have it. I don't know where I put it. Well, it's somewhere here. I used that Strike King. Now it's a mission. I gotta find out. Forget it. I used Strike King black shad, and it's not coming off. Like I caught so many fish on it. I think we caught 7 fish on it with a jig head. Should I reel a little slower? Twitch it? I once caught a bass twitching a rooster tail, no joke. He just came up and ate it. All right, hold on. All right, this is gonna be my last cast here. What kind of fish we get here? I think I'm gonna run you through it really quickly. We got bluegills, crappie, bass, bullhead, catfish, eel, suckerfish, right? All that you can catch in this reservoir. What else do we got here? And you get some random big shiners. It's called fall fish. Hold on. Well, looks like spinner is not working. Give me a second, guys. Let me. I'm gonna cast there one more time, and then we'll switch up. But enjoy the view. Look how nice it is. And it's gonna turn into absolute crap on Sunday. We have a crazy storm coming. So one thing I don't like about this Uzuri hybrid line, it's still kind of loopy. It's definitely loopy like a fluorocarbon. It's coily. Oh, hold on. Now that's seaweed. I got excited. All right, let's change up a spot. If you don't mind, guys. And I appreciate the likes. I'm trying to break 150 today. I'll be happy. Those that joined just recently, I'll show you what I was catching all that crappie on. Oh, crappie. This is it. Just a little Strike King. Like this tail is really good. The good thing about it is it doesn't disintegrate like gulp minnow. Gulp minnow is by far my favorite lure to use, but today Strike King was, yeah, here's the Strike King I use. Okay. Salt and pepper lightning shad. Hopefully I can help somebody catch fish. And just like on any jig head, I like black and white jig heads, either black head or white, but you can also use any other color. All right, let's take a little walk. Hopefully I'm not boring you guys to death. And if you want to join me later, I'm gonna do a quick, did I just rip my line? Yeah, I just did that. That's embarrassing. All right, hold on. Let's get out of here before the squirrels start laughing at me. That's funny. I don't know how I managed to do that. All right, let's go back to a different spot. Why do I turn it upside down? That's an old, I don't know, because I fish saltwater a lot, so it's like one of those bad habits. when you catch, like I have a big casting rods for, I fish off the surf. I don't have a boat. So I'm so used to casting those big 11, 12-foot rods that it's a bad habit. I'm not saying I'm doing it right. But yeah, it's just one of those things. I also have a bad habit when I drive stick shift cars. I keep playing with a stick shift as a neutral, which is not good because it puts a little strain on the synchros. But yes, once you get old, you kind of have your old ways. Yeah, you got to appreciate how pretty the Daiwa is, the Daiwa Presso. It's a pretty rod. All right. UK's in the house. There you go. Did you guys like carp fishing in UK? Thanks for posting. Thanks for commenting. I'm trying to find a decent spot for crappie. How about this? We haven't fished here yet today. I'm gonna have to fix my rod here. I'm sorry, guys. Well, actually, you know what? You guys want to fish with the spinners first? Let's do that. Since I put the spinner on for my viewers in the chat. This rod I just snapped my line with. So I'm just gonna put this here so I don't bore you to death. Let me just see. Look how, this is a 4-pound line. And look how strong, and that's the hybrid line. Look how strong the knot is. It's like, it has that almost like 6-pound strength. All right, so yeah, that's what I fish for crappie with. All right, give me a sec. Let's put him in the Super Mario. All right, and that's the 6 cents bait that I was talking about. I'll put it on the rod later. Let's fish with a spinner. Yeah, I know where the crappie are here. It's just as soon as the sun, like, there's like a nice cover that they like to use over there, but that school migrates a lot. If they're there in the spring, they're never there in the summer. Let's try it. I usually stand right here, and I know this spot pretty well. And you kind of cast over there and just drag it across. Let's try a spinner. Have you guys actually ever caught a crappie on a spinner? I've never caught a crappie in my life on a spinner. I haven't caught a fish on a spinner in a long time. Definitely not this year. Do you ever jig a spinner? Let's let this drop a little bit in the water column. Yeah, I don't have the best casting technique for freshwater. Wait, I just had a bite. Unless maybe that was like a fluke. All right, let's drag it through the water column. Do you guys like to go fast with the spinner or slow? And I definitely know this color works here. I know people like, for some reason, that's the one that worked for me here before. I had a whole pack of spinners. Eventually, my kids lost all of them. Nice. You're from UK? Yeah. You're from UK and you usually go for pike, perch, and zander. And we also have catfish, sturgeon. Oh, you're lucky you got sturgeon and all sorts of species, not just carp. So we do have a lot of sturgeon recently that started showing up. I think their population rebounded, but in Jersey, if you get a sturgeon on your line, you're not even allowed to like reel it in. You're supposed to cut the line and be gone. Like otherwise, it's like a huge federal offense. But the sturgeon population has been rebounding in the U.S. I'm just gonna let it drop a little bit while I read the chat. Yeah, so I do have bass. Like I said, I don't have much hope for the spinner, but I'm doing this because I promised you guys I was going to do it. Let's try it. Wow, those crappie that we caught an hour ago are still alive. They're jumping up and down my backpack. All right, this is going to be the last time I cast a spinner. like I said, this lake doesn't really. When I take you river fishing for trout, we'll definitely use spinners. That's going to be in about 10 days. They're going to stock trout. I hope they're going to stock trout around me. Hold on. Oh, we have a fish on a spinner. Okay. Okay. All right. I was wrong. I take it back. The chat was right. The chat was right. Holy crap. Okay, that's the first fish Grumpy Orca caught on a spinner in this place in about 3 years. Look at this. Look at this guy. It's the smallest fish we caught all day, but hey, how you doing? All right, we're just going to release him. He's struggling, but he's doing okay. Come on, man. Yep, he's gone. There you go. All right, so whoever recommended the spinner, thank you. Hopefully that was entertaining. I definitely had fun. Nice. How you doing, Psycho? Oh, they actually, so the Johnny boy, you can actually take a picture with them. Here, you can't even take a picture. As a matter of fact, some dudes did take pictures and got in a lot of trouble. You're supposed to not even touch them. All right, that was a bluegill. That was cool, man. Let's see if we can get another one. I saw something chasing it. Hold on. Yeah, sturgeon are very protected here in New Jersey and New York because there's a lot of poaching going on. And you still hear, like, if you go to a Russian restaurant and at 1 a.m. some drunk dude will tell you how he went out on his boat, caught a sturgeon and brought him home. Yeah, that's those stories are around. I'm not sure if they're true or not. All right, let's let it drop for about 2 seconds. Oh, another fish. Okay. I just had a good bite. I don't know if I have a fish on right now, but I did have a bite. Those are probably bluegills, right? Good bite. Let's keep fishing with the spinner. You never know. This is what they want. We're gonna give them cake. That was awesome. Thanks for recommending the spinner. Yeah, so yeah, people, if it's Eastern Europeans poaching the sturgeons, they only do it for the eggs, the caviar. They usually probably don't even eat the fish. Because caviar, I think sturgeon caviar, they actually sell it here. Even like, it's funny, my kid used to, I met some Russian dude in my kid's school. He kept asking me if I want to buy sturgeon, not sturgeon, I think it's paddlefish caviar. He kept asking me, he's like, dude, I have a 1 pound is, that's how I knew it wasn't sturgeon caviar. He's like, 1 pound of black caviar, I'll give it to you for $150. And I was like, dude, I don't want it. Like, I'm good. But yeah, people sell that crap every. I actually like red caviar over black caviar any day. I don't know why people find black caviar so good. Maybe it's just because everybody else says it's good, and then people are like, they'll eat that crap and they'll be like, oh yes, this tastes so good. Okay, that was embarrassing. Maybe I shouldn't be making fun of people. Yeah, never had sturgeon, but definitely. You want me to do a little twitchy? I can do twitchy. I actually love to twitch. I mean, the right kind of twitch. Yeah, so I did have black caviar. I used to, when I had my commercial real estate job, I like to get invited to a dinner, and they would tell you can have whatever you want. So I was like, all right, let me hook myself out with this black caviar. That's $130 on the menu. And that was the last time. But they actually gave you, if you eat black caviar, they actually give you an oyster spoon. I remember that because I was asking, I was like, what the hell is a spoon? And the guy's like, well, we have to serve it to you with an oyster spoon because we give you a metal spoon, it oxidizes the caviar and this tastes different. So I was like, this crap is like so not me. You know what my favorite meal is? A $5 Costco chicken. Grumpy Orca, simple guy. No oyster spoon and black caviar. That's not me, baby. But if you tell me stuff in the restaurant is free, I'll make sure I get the most expensive one. Thanks for the likes, guys. I know we're not catching much fish anymore. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna do a spinner for like 3 more cats. I'm gonna try twitching it. I know that's not recommended. I basically try to like get it out before the seaweed, otherwise that crab's gonna be on it. I'm gonna fish 2 more casts with a spinner, and I'll switch back to that shad because I want to maybe catch 1 more crappie if I can. And then I'm gonna go home and I'll do a clean and cook. If you guys, I don't know if you have free time, but I'll be on. And once again, I appreciate the support. Oh crap, I have 6% left on my phone. Hold on. I gotta connect my battery pack. Hang tight. Hang tight. I don't know how many of you love Costco, but Grumpy Orca is a Costco man. I just make sure I don't buy anything that's over like $50 there. All right, hold on. Hang tight. I got a cable here, and I have a battery pack on me. Let me see. Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna put you on the juice because I'm at 6%. Yeah, man. The older I get, the more simple I get. I used to. The only thing I was a big time motorcycle and car guy, but a lot of guys will get a car and they want to show it off. I don't care what people think about it. I just really enjoy driving it. So I ended up having 7 Miatas throughout my life, and I did buy the Corvette. I had a C6 Corvette, and that car did absolutely nothing for me on the street. It definitely looked cool, but I sold it. That was the only thing, my most expensive purchase in my life. I went back to the Miata. I'll take a $2,000 Mazda Miata or $2,000 motorcycle over anything out there. Simple thrills, and then you don't have to spend $1,000 changing your brake pads. Yeah, Costco's always busy. You want to know a trick? Most people don't know. Go there. This is the only way I shop Costco. I know it's a fishing stream, but I'll give you my pro tip. I go to Costco 20 minutes before they open. And they actually started opening up earlier for executive members. You go to Costco and you get there before everybody, and you pop in and out. You got to be like, it's almost like you got to be like on an undercover mission. You just run in, grab whatever's on, make sure you have a list, grab whatever's on your list, and pop out. And I bet you will not have to stand behind anybody in line. Because most people they'll try to shop till Costco when it opens, but they'll always be like 30 minutes late. I go to Costco at least twice a week because I got 2 growing boys. All right, hold on, guys. Stick with me. Now, where's the Super Mario? Super Mario's right here. So I'm gonna put that thing back onto my presso rod. One second, guys. I can't believe I ripped the line off by accident. Stranger things here is no, I haven't. My kids are 12 and 7 now. Constantly fight all the time. That's why at 3 o'clock every day I turn into a pumpkin. I gotta get them off the bus, take them to all their activities. And today they requested to have some fish fry, so that's why I'm catching these crappie today. All right. What's interesting about the Daiwa Presso rod is that it has 9 eyes for a 7-footer rod. That's why it has so much feel and it bends so well. For comparison, same length Shakespeare rod only has 6 guides. Shakespeare used to actually have 7 guides on their rod, but they reduced it by 1 guide, and it's still good. There's nothing wrong with it. But Daiwa, the only thing that sucks with cheap rods, you have metal guides. They're steel. I would love to have a ceramic guides, but if you're buying a cheap rod, you can't expect to have everything. No, we're not in Europe, SRD. We are fishing in the United States of America, in New Jersey. Sorry, guys, let me see. I'm almost done. I'm gonna move a little bit slow. Super Mario. Yeah, this is what I caught all my crappie on this morning. So yeah, spinner, we got one fish on. I'm happy. I to be honest with you, I thought I was gonna get nothing, but I had fun using it. I haven't used a spinner in a long time, especially in a lake like this. I'm happy we got a bluegill. It's probably the smallest fish I caught in the past week, but it was nice. All right. Thank you for the likes, guys. I appreciate it. That means at least I'm doing something right. And yeah, if you got recommendations, as long as it's not expensive, I'll use it on the live stream. I'm all up for using different stuff. If it works for you, it'll work for me. All right, let's go out and get a crappie. Put them in the cooler. Let's hope for the best. And if you don't know how to leave me a like, you can just double tap the screen. All right, well, actually, probably shouldn't leave me a like until I catch a fish. Oh, wow, what the hell was that? Oh, nice. I have a bird nest on my reel. That's amazing. I don't know how this all went to crap today. Hold on, guys, one sec. I'm trying to walk out this bird nest. I don't know if I'll be able to. I think I did. All right. Grumpy Orca had a great start, but hold on. If you have a bird nest on your reel, try to walk it out, even if you're going to leave your bait in the water. Come on. All right, let's do that again. I take my kids fishing, but the way I work is I work nights. So right now my kids are in school. They're going to be home in about 3 hours. We always fish together. I usually don't live stream if I fish with my kids. But we go fishing all the time. My kids grow up fishing with me. My kids are the reason I actually decided to start a channel. My older one was like, you fish so much, you should, and I taught his friends how to fish. It's like, you should post, and I started also posting all this stuff on YouTube just so I have a memory. So yeah, to answer your question, my kids and I, during the summer, we fish every other day. My little one, as soon as he gets off the bus, usually the first thing he says to me is, can we go fishing? And to that, I always say yes. Hey, Demon, what's up, man? Demon is a pike fisherman from Poland, and he's the dude that shows up to my streams, and I appreciate him. I promised Demon I'm going to catch a pike this year. I'll at least try to. And if I do catch him, it's going to be thanks to him. I haven't caught a pike in my adult life. Wow. So the reason I'm twitching it so much is because twitching for some reason works today. We have really poor oxygen in the water, so the fish is pretty sleepy. Oh, cast nice now. So I can try streaming when I go pike fishing. The only thing is I can't guarantee I'm going to have coverage. Right now I'm a 5G ultra wide band from Verizon, which is why the quality is so good probably. But I can't guarantee you because the river that we fish, it's a bit of a ravine. And sometimes when you go fishing to those places, you have like zero signal. That's why I can't guarantee anything. I will stream though. I'll try to stream. Oh, dude, I just saw a fish chasing it. Saw a fish chasing this thing. Hold on, let's come back. That was a crappie too. Hell no, I'm going back there. I saw a fish chasing this minnow as I was bouncing up and down. I definitely saw a crappie tail. No, that's not a fish. That's seaweed. If you ever get stuck in seaweed, before you try to wrangle up 3 pounds of seaweed, try twitching your rod like this, and most of the times you'll be able to twitch it out. I'm using a Daiwa Legalis LT1000S with a 4-pound line. So I guess what, like 1.75 kilograms. And I'm just got a bite. Hold on. The reason I'm twitching it is because twitching works today. All my crappie, most of my crappie I caught today was with twitching. I don't know if that's no, that's not a fish. I did have one bite. Hold on. In the spring, I never twitch for crappie. It's always slow retrieve and you get a fish. But in these conditions, you can really whip this rod though. Hold on. Let's let it drop. The wind is gonna make my line like a sail, so it's definitely dragging it through the water column right now. Oh man, it's really going now. Yeah, I'm already almost at the bank. Hold on. And I just to put it around the branch. Hold on guys, 1 sec. Oh man, this wind's not helping. Hopefully I don't catch a snake. Give me a sec. So no, I have not tried polyester line, but I've heard good things. All right, I gotta catch a fish. I'm boring you guys to death probably. We only had one little bluegill in the past, probably like past hour. We were completely on fire at the beginning with the crappie. We were just catching fish as I was talking to you guys through it, but sorry, slow down. Definitely slow down. I can probably fish for another 20 minutes or so. And thank you for the likes, I appreciate it. If you want me to give you any info about my fishing setups, if you're new to the stream, I'll gladly tell you. We're just fishing on a Daiwa Presso with a Daiwa Legalis LT1000 reel. Not a super expensive or fancy setup. The Presso's $70 and the Daiwa reel is $89. Like, so basically we're fishing at about $160, but you can fish with this setup every day and it will never go bad on you. You can probably feed your family a whole year with this ultralight setup. All right, let's try here. Oh, sorry, Roth. Dude, that's exactly how I was fishing this spring. I was using 2-pound, you know that line made by Leland Lures, SOS line? So this whole spring, this reel was spooled with 2-pound line, not more. It was 2 pounds. I really like to use 2-pound line in the little streams and rivers. It was spooled with 2-pound line, and that's what I was using to catch trout. I used the Shakespeare Micro Series 7-footer, which is the best rod for the money in the world, never to be beaten. And I was using this reel. I was using a 2-pound line, and I had an absolute blast all spring with my kids. 2-pound line is all you need, really. I've pulled in 3-pound bass on a 2-pound line sometimes. I know some people think it's crazy. I actually have a video of me doing it. It teaches you a lot about fishing when you fish light line. Yeah, braid is good. I just don't see a point of it for me for pan fishing. And the only thing, so I use braid for all my ocean fishing. I use Suffix. Like, I'm not a big spender, but I'll use, okay, I have a little knot on my reel. Hold on. I'll use Suffix 15-pound at blue braid, and I use a 10-pound fluorocarbon leader. There's a very good angler here that taught me to use that combo. He fishes for trophy-sized fluke. And if 15-pound and 10-pound leader is good enough for him, is good enough for me. That dude will absolutely. Oh, we got a fish finally. Jeez. Okay. How you doing? You coming for the fish fry, huh? Oh, you coming in for the fish fry now? I tell you now. Oh, my reel is going. Hold on, let me tighten up my drag a little bit. No, man. I told you my next fish I was going to keep. You're going in for the fish fry. Okay, I redeemed myself. There you go, crappie. Let's put him in the bag. Oh, stop, drop, and roll. I caught him with my 2 feet. You see that? Oh, we got a live one, boys. Stop it. Dude, I said the next fish was going to go in the cooler. I released a bigger one last time, but since I'm almost wrapped up fishing, I'm going to take this guy because little guys taste even better. I don't know if you watched my stream before, but I released 3 fish. Hold on. Let me just... So, yeah. Nice crappie. Unfortunately, I dropped him. Not a huge one, but I'm almost done fishing. I wanted to make sure I have enough fish for my family. Where's my cool? So this is what I caught today on the stream. Hold on. So finally got a fish. All right. Let's grab my backpack with me. Jeez. Thanks for the likes. I appreciate it. I broke my record. My all-time record of likes has been broken. Thanks to you guys. I know that crappie was a little... Just gonna rest. There's a bit of hill here, so... Hold on. Yeah, no, I like braid to respond to the people that I was talking to. Like I said, I just don't see a point of braid. And I'm kind of cheap. And I fish with 2 boys. I'm trying to teach him on a budget. I'll take my fishing line. But for ocean, I prefer braid and only braid. I prefer braid with fluorocarbon leader. You probably will never catch me fishing with mono in the ocean. All right, let's let this wind pass. But yeah, braid is definitely cast better too. First time I casted with my friend, I used to be a broke college kid, and I used to fish with those like $20 reel and rod combos in the ocean, which is ridiculous, I know. But my friend came fishing with me once, and his dad was a big time... Oh, getting bites. His dad was a big time fisherman, and he let me use his rod for the first time. That was like almost 20 years ago. Man, that rod had a beautiful Daiwa reel on it. It had like a $400 reel, and it had a braid on it. Oh, dude, that was a breath of fresh air after using $20 combos to fish. So yeah, we caught about 10 crappie today on the stream. Could have done better, but could have done worse too. We released some just because they fought us hard. I have to twitch because I noticed twitching today works much better. I usually don't twitch that hard for crappie, but... And we're just using Strike King Black Shad. Usually I use Gulp Minnow, but today, Strike King Black Shad it is. I switched it up. Hold on. Oh, nice. That was good. Look at that. So I'm in a bit of a tight spot here. Jeez, that's why I'm getting nuts. Casting against the wind. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cast a little differently. We're gonna cast with the wind. And I'll read the chat while this thing drops to the bottom. Hold on. Put some tension on the line. Well, no, I'm not planning to catch 50-pounders. I guess I never said I go after 50-pound fish. I'm literally ultralight fishing in the stream, so I'm not sure where you got that notion from. We're fishing in Jersey Lake. The biggest fish in this lake is probably 6-7 pounds. But yeah, if I had a boat and I had the means for it, yeah, I'd be going after 50 pounders. What kind of fish do you catch that's 50 pounds and heavier? That's pretty cool. I'm more of like a ultralight. I do some bass fishing, but yeah, I fish what's next to my house basically. Oh, my bad. I didn't realize that. Sorry. Yeah, guys, I'm sorry if I'm like butting into your conversation. I didn't see that. My bad. Oh, I had a bite. Hold on. But just to comment on it, I do notice that braid is basically dominant now. It's like there's everybody fishes with braid here in Jersey. Wow, I broke 180 likes. Today I definitely broke all of my records. I appreciate you guys. I wish I could catch more fish, but if anybody needs to learn how to fish, if you've got any questions or comments, I'll definitely respond to you and I'll talk to you. Thanks. Thanks, sorry, Roth. I appreciate it. Yeah, I started watching this. Well, for me, fishing more of a spiritual exercise than, especially when I'm not fishing with my kids. When I'm fishing with my kids, let me tell you, that is not a spiritual exercise. That's more like I love my two boys; they're my world. But that's seaweed. But man, fishing with kids, I'm a very patient person ever since I worked as a medic. But fishing with two kids that don't sometimes listen to you is definitely an exercise in pushing your patience. I'll put it that way. But when I fish for myself, I'll do ultralight fishing. It's almost like therapy, you know? I wonder if I should switch to gulp minnow for the last 10 minutes of the fishing stream. So bass fishing in this water, and I know this lake well. Like I said, I live 4 minutes away from here. That's why and I get good signal here. That's why most of my fishing streams. The bass fishing here is absolute fire 2 hours before sunset. And I think that works for most bodies of water. I don't know what it is. You come here, that's exactly when I caught fish on my stream, my PB, like right over there, I caught it as the sun was going down. So unfortunately, I can't go morning fish with you, and sunset I can't go because I have all my kids do activities. Maybe on the weekend I can, but then it's the weekend, I don't want to leave my family. But sunset fishing for bass is absolutely amazing. If that's the only time you can go sunset fishing. And talk to people that you fish next to. Gotta fish. Talk to people that you fish next to, because especially if you're nice and not fake about it, people will put you on fish. That was a bluegill. We kind of lost him. I wasn't gonna keep him anyway, but it wasn't a huge bluegill, but it was a bluegill. If you come to your lake and you see some old timers, be nice, and they'll teach you as long as you're nice, and as long as you're not putting up their spots on fish brain. They'll teach you everything. The people at your lake will teach you, or at your local body of water, will teach you more about that, how to catch fish there, than anybody on the internet. I used a Senko worm to catch my bass. A green, it's like that long green worm with like a red flake. And believe it or not, I found it on the just sitting on the bank one day, and I kept it in my. Oh, dude. Hold on. What's going on over here? I don't know if my hook. Oh, something was chasing it too. I don't know if my hook's getting dull. I caught about 50 fish on that jig head. So maybe. Oh God, I just did that, huh? Hold on. Grumpy Orca just screwed up. But yeah, I'm not a bass fisherman, but I love bass fishing. It just, bass fishing can be so slow that I feel like I bore people out of their minds when I go bass fishing. At least shore fishing is kind of good for the stream because people get to see like the waves crashing and all that stuff. But bass fishing is, if Grumpy Orca are not doing well, everybody leaves. Yeah, I'll try. So yeah, to respond to respond to you, I don't like the presso for the way the tip feels and it's the hook setting, because the Shakespeare Micro Series is definitely a better rod for setting the hook and feel. Yesterday was my first day fishing with the presso, and people in the chat probably, hold on, is it fighting back? No, it's not. People in the chat probably were making fun of me, but at some points I didn't know we caught a bass, a largemouth right here, like a little bit ways down. I did not know if I had a fish on or I had a seaweed, and it's not because I'm crazy. It was just because there was like literally no feel in the tip. It's a beautiful rod to fight the fish on, but the Shakespeare Micro Series definitely has a fast action tip. It's definitely better for bank fishing and twitching like this. Seaweed. Oh, I just hit myself in the groin. Damn. All right. I'm thinking, where should I cast again? Give me a sec here. I do have fish here, so let's try over there again. Yeah, I don't. Hey, how you doing, newcomers? Elmira Sodolbekova. I think that means hi in Russian. Privyet. Anyways, so I do live streams, but I feel like I don't burn the spot if I do a live stream from it. And I never post my spots on FishBrain. I actually don't have I have a FishBrain account just to look at local spots. But yeah, I don't share my spots. And I don't share for two reasons, because a lot of people in our area are not good sportsmen. So a lot of people poach, or they'll, it's just annoying to have, wow, that was cool. As long as a lot of people come and fish your spot out, and they'll actually eat all the fish, and I don't appreciate that. And that's another reason to not share your spots. People will tell you that they're not gonna tell anybody, but next thing you know, there's a spot that I showed to a friend of mine. He's Russian speaking, and he's from Brooklyn. And oh, we got a fish on. This dude, I feel like every time I go there, I have the oh, that's a big boy crappie. Let's get him in the boat. That's good eating right there. I am not losing this fish. Whoever told me to set my hook harder deserves a like. We got a nice crappie. There you go. How about that? How you gonna deal with that? Nice. That's good eating crappie. All right, my kids are definitely going to be eating good today. I think this is the last fish I'm going to keep. We have enough for 4 people. All right, well, hopefully I'm not boring you out of your mind now, but I set the hook pretty well. Whoever was like, one guy in the chat was like, set your hook harder, and I definitely set it harder this time. Nice eating fish. Nice size crappie. Once again, I caught it on a striking, not on gulp minnow. All right, let's put him in the bag. Calm down, bud. Jeez. We did let go of a bunch of crappie on the stream today, but I'm getting close to where I need to run home and clean these, so that's why I'm keeping this one. All right, here's the catch for the day. I think we're at 7 fish. Most of these were caught on, once again, I'm usually a big proponent of gulp minnows, but so these are but today I used a Strike King black shad, and it's actually a much cheaper option because you don't lose any Strike Kings. They're all, you see this jig cost me at least 10 fish today. It looks exactly the way it did when I started fishing with it. The gulp minnows, they'll get beat up. Thank you, Elmira. Bravo. I can read that. Thanks. Spasibo. Hello, how's everything going? Out fishing with Marv. Thanks, Elmira. Same here. The earthworms work great. So the earthworms, believe it or not, will outfish everything there is. And by the way, for those that are wondering what I caught it on, this is it. So today this is working better for me. And I actually, you know who put me onto this bait? I think Richard Jean, the fishing machine, the YouTuber. Print screen this. Lightning shot, salt and pepper. That's a really great plastic bait. Like you can catch probably 50 fish on one of them before they disintegrate. Ugh, almost fell. Wait, can you guys help me to get to 200 likes? I got 189. Now I'm begging for it. If you don't know how to leave a like, just double tap the screen. I'd appreciate it. The road to 200 likes. Thanks. Let's see if we can get another fish. Oh, Amir, are you from Kyrgyzstan? So my kid's tutor, she's from, where's she from? She's from Kazakhstan, I think. I know it's a different country. But you guys are very, very honorable people. Very hardworking and well-natured, at least in my experience. I was originally born in Ukraine, but oh, hold on. Oh, wait. Well, one. No, is that a fish? No, that's seaweed. That's one thing about Diopresso. On the initial bite, you don't know if that's a fish or you're catching seaweed. Out fishing with Marv, you want me to give you an honest tip? Well, first of all, I know everybody says it, but don't listen to big channels. Don't ever buy any of those like packages. Go out fishing, whatever you use to catch fish, but be honest. Don't ever be not genuine because people will catch on to that. Catch a fish, make a video of you releasing the fish, make a video of what you caught the fish on as an advice if it works for you. But like I said, be genuine about it. Don't ask people to subscribe to you by subscribing to them. That never works. That's bad karma. Don't like your own videos. Get to 50 subscribers. Try a live stream as long as you're of age to do live streams. Live streams will get you a lot of subscribers. But the most subscriptions you're gonna get, I'm just giving you advice, is from, let's say I caught something today with that bait. I put this out and I say, hey guys, I went out today and this is the crappie I caught and this is what I use. It worked for me. And that's it. And you'll get like that video will blow up. Because if you're genuine about it, just that's all YouTube is. If you're an honest person, people will see it and appreciate it, and you'll get subs. Don't try to be over, don't try to act extra. Like extra screaming doesn't help. You can try to make jokes, but like I'll tell you a joke about fish. You know how fish always know their weight? Do you know why fish always know their weight? Because they got scales. Oh, that's a good one, right? I can hear the crappie. Yeah, I'm jigging this thing like a madman. Oh, I'm at 196. I need 4 more likes. Can Grumpy Orca please have a like? 4 more likes. I'm staying in the stream till we get 200 likes. All right. I think I got like 3 cats in me. And I appreciate all those that left me advice and comments. I'm one of those guys that will never shy away from advice. If you know something that works, share it with me, and whatever works for me, I'll tell you right on the stream. So, how old do you need to be to stream? Well, as I found out, you have to be at least 13. My kid is a basketball player. He plays like 5-6 hours of basketball a day, and he trains and everything. And he decided to start streaming basketball, and he was getting subscribers. He's 13, but he had his little brother in one of his streams, and YouTube banned his account, which I agree with. He broke the rules. He got banned. You got to be at least 13. What round reel combo? Yeah, if you're 14, you have to make sure, like, look through all the rules and regulations of YouTube. Rod reel combo is Daiwa Presso and Daiwa LT1000S Legalis reel. This is not a Presso Air. I ain't got money like that. I would love to have a Presso Air. So Presso Air is a $200 rod that's kind of similar to this. But yeah, I'm not gonna be buying one of those. That's a little out of my price range. I'd rather buy a better reel. Hey guys, you got me to 200 likes. You broke all my all-time record. I appreciate you. Sega Nintendo Genesis. I couldn't picture this. Thanks again. I appreciate you. That's really nice of you. Always breaking records with this channel. Thanks, Pearl Leckler. Yeah. Catching crappie. All right, I'm gonna do one more cast. I'm gonna show you guys what I caught. Hopefully my Shakespeare rod didn't get stolen. Hold on one sec. Let's do one cast. I'll show you what I caught. Once again, I'm gonna show you what I use to catch it. And I'm gonna run home. I wanna do ooh, almost fell. That was not a voice crack. And I'm gonna run home, do a cleaning on this, and hopefully I'm gonna fry them up real quick. At least I'll do a cleaning stream. If I have time, I'll do a cooking stream too. So I'll probably be live again in about 45 minutes. All right, so we're doing the twitch. We wait, we twitch again. This is not the way you should be trying to catch crappie in the spring. In the spring, they bite completely differently. Hold on. No, it's seaweed. All right, let's do one more cast. So if I'm in seaweed, I just do this psychedelic jigging and usually comes off. But not now. Thanks again for the likes. I appreciate it. All right, let's do last cast. All right, can I get a fish on the last cast? Hold on. Got to go a little bit to the right. And if I get one day where I can go fishing with my kid or by myself at sunset, I'll take you bass fishing with me. I took my son's friend bass fishing on Sunday, and he used the Chapo and he caught a bass. I was pretty excited. Yeah, but right now you can still catch fish in top water in Jersey. The water's still super warm and probably going to be good for the next couple of weeks. All right, ladies and gents, that was my last cast. Let me show you what I caught. Let me show you what I caught it on. And hopefully I taught somebody something today. And thanks for recommending me to use rooster tail. We're going to be back at it tomorrow. I'll try to take you guys to the Atlantic Ocean. Unless I have a ton of jobs at night. All right, so here we go. So this is everything we caught today in the stream. We released 3 crappie. We released bluegill. So I think we're coming home with 7 crappie. The limit in Jersey is 10. They're on ice right now. And here's what I used to catch them. I use this. Take a print screen if you want. This never fails, and this bag will probably last you a year. Strike King Salt and Pepper Lightning Shad. All right. And also, if you never tried, get a 2.5-inch gallop minnow. Those work well too. Hold on. My job, I work as a private driver for rich people. All right, guys. I just wanted to thank you for fishing with me. I know I don't show my face often, but I really do appreciate you. You can join my channel. There's better fishermen out there, so I appreciate the support that you give to my channel. I just want you to get out there and do some fishing. Do it by yourself, do it with your kids, do it with your friends. Get out there, enjoy the weather. Have a good one.